Mobile traffic app powered by Traffic Karma. Weather forecast: drizzle, fog today with a high of 37. Right now, fog and 27. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner. 630 KHOW.
This report is brought to you by the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer. A bad cold and flu season is upon us. The difference between a cold and the flu is the flu brings a fever. Be prepared with a thermometer you can trust. Exergen Temporal Scanner, backed by more than 70 clinical studies.
Exergen is changing the way the world takes temperature.
Have you heard of the thousands of people earning money with a second home? Companies like Airbnb have created a whole new industry for people to tap into the multi-billion-dollar industry of renting. If a second home purchase hasn't crossed your mind, it should, because you could easily make a couple $1,000s more. % down. A second home could be more consistent than stocks, a savvy investment if you ask me. But don't just take my word for it. Talk to the salary-based mortgage consultants at American Financing. Call 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online, AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
Would you like to double your sales and have more fun at the same time? It's possible with the incredible new program called Sales Mastery. I'm Greg Bennett, president of the Growth Coach Denver Tech, and we created the Sales Mastery program to help salespeople not only sell more, but also live more. To get a free look at our Sales Mastery program, we're holding a free sales workshop March 8th in the Denver Tech Center. To register, visit freesalesworkshop.com. Learn how to dramatically increase your sales. Visit freesalesworkshop.com. That's freesalesworkshop.com.
You know, it seems that every day you hear somebody talking about the many potential positive effects of stem cells. Medical journals are filled with thousands of scientific papers about the health benefits that result from stem cell therapy. Grossman Wellness Center has been offering stem cell-based regenerative therapies to treat a multitude of orthopedic problems for almost a decade. This is longer than any other medical clinic in Colorado. So whether you suffer from plantar fasciitis, tennis elbow, or even something more severe, such as bone-on-bone arthritis, that it's causing you
I don't know what he did. Is this just a demo? But then the problem is, look, you see new. They demoed and look how he's got this electric box put up.
Call them today at 303-233.
I mean, I find this hard to believe this guy's ever done anything.
For a free initial consultation. Call Grossman Wellness Center today
at
303-233-4246.
But then I look at the house itself, and it's like,
when you're hiring,
where is it? Dan, did you get your questions answered on Become the Banker?
Yeah.
Are you satisfied?
Oh, I'm not going to do it. Then
why?
It's very conservative.
Well, we knew that. It's conservative.
Very conservative.
Well, what's conservative about it? You mean the
you can get 4%. It's about, you probably get about 3.5%.
Well, what is 4% then? They guarantee 4%, but you only get 3.5%?
Well, just the way it is. Because if you look at
bond market, it'll straighten.
I'll talk to you afterwards. I got a whole spreadsheet put out.
But what about the distribution stuff?
Oh, it's not tax-free. There's nothing tax-free.
Well, the parts you put in there.
No. Dividends are tax-free. You can pull out the dividends.
Wait a minute. If I take $100,000 that I've made and pay taxes on it and put it into it, when I take it out, it's tax-free, even though he's misunderstanding. He's got to be.
Well, it can't be, because then you'd be paying tax on the same money.
He can't be.
That's what he had said. What is not really tax-free is your own borrowing.
No, I know that.
Maybe on the interest you put in, but not on the principal.
He can't be. It's
Well,
like,
of course he
like
can't.
any retirement fund in the world.
That's what he said.
Well, he's wrong. We got to talk to him. Hi, Tom Martino here.
Gino here.
Become the Banker.
Become the Banker. They're having more seminars next week. You can go to becomethebanker.info to find out more, and becomethebanker.org. Becomethebanker.info will be my video that you can see about it. It's basically overfunding life insurance on purpose, and then using the cash value to borrow against for your regular needs instead of going to credit cards, and then paying yourself back interest to grow even more money. The idea is to have your private stash of money with a guaranteed return of 4% plus dividends, It's guaranteed at 4, plus you get dividends, and then you borrow from it later in life for your retirement as regular paychecks, but you never pay tax on it, and then the death benefit pays off the loans. It really is a really good investment for the average person, meaning you don't have to have a lot of money, and it's conservative. It's not risky. 303-779-6600 is the direct line, but you can go to becomethebanker.info to find out more, and I really would love your feedback. Now, Dan, he went and looked into it. He went to the seminar and had the private meeting. Very interesting, very safe. Now, you know, some people like to do all kinds of investments. This should not be your only one, but if you're going to start, it's definitely a safe retirement plan.
Well, the way the stock market's been this week, they might wish they were in the Become the Banker.
Why? Oh, yeah, that it's volatile, but Mark, that stay and hold over the volatile times, doesn't that usually help you?
Oh, man, the one thing you got to remember about stocks is, you know, 98% of them do one thing over time.
Yeah.
Go up.
Richard called, and he has a question about malpractice. Let's just say, for argument's sake, and we'll bring up our attorney here, and we'll talk about this, Marco Bendinelli, on our referral list, referrallist.com, and he does some medical malpractice and personal injury. But let's talk about this. Let's just say, for argument's sake, Richard is correct and it's malpractice. His ankle prosthesis was put in incorrectly, which caused it to fail, which caused his leg to have permanent injury. It's going to be 1 inch to 1.5 inches shorter, and he has discomfort. So let's say that's a given. Now Richard was inquiring of attorneys, and he's having a very tough time. And Marco, one of the problems he's having is, we're told there is a cap on damages for malpractice in Colorado. Is that true?
That is true.
What is the cap?
It's $1 million.
$1 million.
However, yes, but that is not for, that's for what's called non-economic damages, okay? So, but there is no cap with respect to economic loss. In other words,
like salary,
medical bills, future medical bills, future lost income. But there is a cap with respect to non-economic damages.
All right.
You know,
what is that? What is the $300,000 cap I heard about?
Well, there is a $568,000, $568,010, for non-economics, but that is other than medical malpractice claims.
Oh, okay. So when it comes to medical mal, it's $1 million for non-economic losses. That's pain and suffering. But you can go higher for loss of income and all of that. But Richard is in a position where, Richard, I believe you're retired, right? How old are you?
75.
75. So, Marco, somebody walks in the door at 75 years old. Would you have a tendency to turn that away?
You know, it depends on, you know, how significant the impairment is and how easily it would be to show that what the doctor did, that his treatment fell below a reasonable standard of care in the medical community, okay? So, you know, they defend these, and you and I talked about this at least once before, you know, how they defend these things. And because of the reporting requirements, you know, they don't settle up and then make it go away, because now you have the registry, where any physician that even in a settlement that has admitted they committed malpractice, they're on the state registry.
Right.
And,
so they fight them and defend them.
Oh, they fight them vehemently.
Vigilantly.
And so it might
and
be.
then they're so expensive, Tom. I mean, you know, you're never going to get a Colorado physician to testify against another Colorado physician, so you got to go out of state. And you know, so it's $5,000 to have another doctor review the file. You know, they get very, very expensive.
Now, in normal malpractice cases, Marco, if you thought there was a carrot at the end, do you fund the case, or does the client fund it?
You know, that would be subject to an agreement between the attorney and the client. in my firm, if we're going to take a case, we fund it.
Okay. So, Richard, is there any question you have? It doesn't look good when it comes to being older and having a malpractice because you don't have a lot of lost income or economic losses to draw from.
That's true.
So, Marco, the best maybe he has you review it to see?
Yeah, he can feel free to call me. You know, we're at www.colawfirm.com, or he can call the office direct. And you have that number?
Yeah, 1-800-ATTORNEY. You can't miss that one. 1-800-ATTORNEY. But here's the thing, Richard. Seriously, call him and let him review it. Because as Marco said, if it's a slam dunk and it's not going to be difficult to prove, it might be worth going after even if it is limited. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, car day today. Al Aramis, Big Al from Pro Auto Care. And howdy. 303 Pro Auto. And then we have Jeff Vick, Kimmer Transmission.
Good morning.
And people have asked this more than once. If your name is Jeff Vick, why isn't it Vick Transmission? Kimmer, isn't that somebody's name?
It was my ex-wife. Her name was Kim.
Oh, so
and
it was
I commonly called her Kimmer, yeah.
You called her Kimmer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
My company's called Pro Auto Care because I was a pro one time.
So, we got Jeff Vick, Kimmer Transmission, Al Ramos Pro Auto. If you have any car questions, it is Car Day, 303-713-TALK. We're vehemently working on a case of what we think is abuse of the Contractor Code, the Trust Act. This guy, if everything is as represented, and it looks like it is, Dave Anders is dangerous and a clown. I don't mean dangerous, violent. I mean dangerous. He took 68 grand and literally left the house in shambles and did nothing for the work, or little or nothing, and I think he should be arrested. And Anders Construction, if you know Dave Anders or Anders Construction, beware. Yes.
Did you know we talked to him, Tom?
No, who did?
Deputy Greg. He told us he feels like he did the amount of work she paid for, and she can take him to court.
Wait. You talked to him, Greg. Greg, did he say, I did $68,000 worth of work?
Yes, he did.
Oh, my. What was he? Did he have a straight face or what? Tell me about it. I mean, was he willing to talk and discuss the details?
He elaborated a bit on all the hardships that she put him through as far as changing the parameters of the contract and whatnot. And he said essentially he's tired of dealing with it. He's just going to wait for her to take him to court.
You know what? When these guys say this, do you know why they say it? Because they don't think they will take him to court. That's why I want to take him to court. I want to bust his ass because this is wrong. This is wrong. How can he claim he did $68,000 worth of work? Dave Anders, if you want to let him know what you think, 720-338-9018. Yeah, he's proud of his job, so you may want to hire him. You give him 68 grand. Mark, what do you see there that was done for 68? 720, this is his number, 338-9018. If you want to hire Anders Construction, one of the worst contractors I think I've ever come across.
We need to get some eyeballs out there. Maybe Genesis.
Where is it located?
I think it's Lakewood. Let's see if Mark from Genesis guys will come out and look at it.
Yeah, he's so busy, but that's a good idea.
Just to eyeball it.
Yeah, we need someone to help out here. It's so sad.
I mean, the pictures almost look like a clown walked in there with a
hammer
and a half-baked head.
Yeah. Genesis Total Exteriors, I mean, he's a perfectionist. He's busy. Interiors and exteriors. And just as a side note, when we mention our experts, I want to give out their number, 303-679-8509, GenesisTotalExteriors.com. You know, one of the reasons I say go to people like Genesis or on our referral list because you're not going to get ripped. People... You don't hear of rip-offs like this from our referral list. Is everything perfect? No. We run into problems, but we do a job of monitoring second to none, background checking second to none. You try calling Angie or you try calling Home Advisor, you try calling Craigslist, you try calling any one of these other, even try calling Channel 9 or any other station and say, this guy advertised and I did it and I got him from you. What are you going to do about it? Just try that. Yeah, try it. And then you'll see why I always am touting referralist.com to protect yourself. What's going on, Joe? It's car day. What's happening? Joe?
Hello?
Hey, man. What's happening?
Hey, okay.
Okay, we're ready.
So, yeah, I basically bought a car from a used car dealership called Unlimited Motors.
Okay.
And
what kind of car, Joe?
It was a 2006 Toyota Sienna.
2006 Toyota Sienna. Can you tell me how many miles on it?
I was actually skeptical because it had 180,000 miles on it.
Why were you skeptical?
Well,
Sounded low?
I drive for Uber and Lyft for a living.
Yeah.
So whatever car I bought, because I had just previously crashed my other Toyota Sienna, and so this was a replacement. So whatever car I bought, I needed to be safe. So
how much did this cost you?
Well, I gave a $350 down payment and was financed for the rest of, I think it was $6,000 roughly.
Okay.
For the $5,000 vehicle and a $1,400 warranty, which was supposed to be a platinum warranty. I was led to believe it covered any repairs.
Well, what happened? Let's go to the problem. What happened?
I was driving probably 100 miles after buying it, and all these lights came on: the ABS light, the VSC light, the track off light, the check engine light.
Guys, when all of those lights come on at once, that sounds more simple than complicated, right? I mean, it's obviously...
Right, so I took it...
What is that usually indicative of, guys, when all the lights...
Tom, those are multiple systems that he's talking about right there.
Yeah,
so he's got the engine, computer monitoring, then you've got another part which is traction control or ABS, okay?
What are the chances they're all going on?
My worry when I start seeing all that stuff, I start thinking computer.
Yeah.
I immediately start thinking the main computer to this vehicle. I've got to...
Anyway, what's going on, Dave? What happened? What happened, Joe?
So I took it because they told me to take it to a dealership because that's who would work with my warranty. And so I took it to Stevenson Toyota, and a guy named Moses diagnosed it for me, and he told me that it needed about $4,500 worth of repairs.
What did he say is wrong?
I'm sorry?
What did he say is wrong?
Okay, the axle boot, he needed to reboot it, but it was leaking too bad and it was too damaged, so he had to replace the whole axle.
just if you had to make a list really quickly, the axle boot,
okay,
what else?
The axle, 2 catalytic converters.
Cats, what else?
Geez, what else? Like there's major leakage in like the oil pan. And
leaks, okay.
Among a couple other things.
Now, I have a very simple question. Did you have the car checked out?
I have a mechanic friend named Danny, and he looked over it kind of just in the lot, like vaguely, not very well, apparently.
Okay, no, you took it to your own mechanic.
No,
he had it looked at the lot. He had somebody go with him to look at it the lot.
Well, okay.
Yeah,
so,
I had my friend who used to be a mechanic.
Okay, but that's inadequate, and unfortunately, you buy it according to the terms. You buy it most of the time. It's as is, and then you bought a warranty, so it's subject to the warranty.
But you said all this happened within 100 miles after picking up the car?
Yeah.
But he said you needed catalytic converters?
So it won't pass emissions.
It won't pass emissions.
So did you...
Well, the thing about it is, I took it to Denver Air Care, Colorado Air Care, and it passed emissions.
Oh, well then...
And a day later, all these lights came on.
Well, if it passed, it passed. That's not something we can hang our hat on. Let's try to figure out what we can do for this guy. I fear you bought it as is. I think we ought to give them a call, but I first want to know, what did they offer you? And speaking of cars, Rocky's Autos, it's not going to happen there. Now, that doesn't mean they're perfect cars, but listen, they have good, clean cars, and if they fix anything they find wrong, and they give you a Carfax with every car, they have great prices and values. Rocky's at 63rd and Federal, Monday through Saturday, 9 to 8, 303-426-4646. Again, used cars are used cars. Have used cars checked out, but we don't get complaints about Rocky's because they do things the right way. Rocky's, 303-426-4646, 40 lenders to choose from, and a big selection of used cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans. I've known the owner of Fix-It 24.
Oh, they cannot get the pizza here today.
Of course not. Why? Why?
Yeah. It's just they got slammed. And I called at like
Is Little Rick
10:20.
still
Little Richie's. I don't know if they deliver, but they're not that far.
We used to have another one, other than
We checked Perry's, they don't deliver.
We can do
Avo doesn't deliver. They're not yet. The only ones that deliver that we see are Blackjack.
No Blackjack, no pop-up, no.
Most of them don't open till 11.
Blackjack is not terrible.
You do whatever you guys
No,
want.
honestly, it's not terrible. We ordered, you do the thin, and it's not gummy. It's not bad. Oh, should we just do Jimmy John?
So you guys want to do Jimmy
John? We know it's consistently bad.
They're not on here.
No, I just went on, so just have one.
You already did one.
Yeah, you already
It's here in 2.5 minutes.
You already did one, become the baby, just do one more time. And then also with, what's the other one?
So what is
that
it like?
Italian one, the
One
one
was already on there.
yellow peppers.
Number
What?
9.
Do the
One I thought it was.
Oh,
What
okay.
do they call it?
No
Add
unwitch.
it again.
How much?
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
Unwitch
We still got
with
17
yellow
lives.
peppers.
Yeah. Just don't make mine
That's
better.
ridiculous.
Unwitch.
I'm trying to work it anyway.
Okay, how many number 9 regular unwitches?
I want an Italian nightclub unwitch, whatever.
Number 9. Number 9, 2. You're not
Not a lot of.
eating.
Number 9.
Are you
With
fasting?
my peppers.
Okay.
I fast every day. I
So-
don't eat till 5.
Oh yeah, that's normally what I do except Fridays.
So 1 number
I
9
like that.
with hot.
So I have Alaramas.
Unwitch.
Only way to do it.
What are you gonna have?
I'm not
I don't know what an unwitch is.
Unwitch doesn't have bread.
You don't want it. I mean, you want the bread. You want
Just want a
regular
number 9.
sandwich.
A regular number
You're
9.
a skinny little brat.
So 1, 2, 3. Unwitches. This is just eating.
Is there any situation where you have to replace catalytic converters if it passes smoke?
I don't know how
At
it
the
could
what?
possibly, if those cats are bad, I don't know how it could possibly be passed. With 5-gas, I mean, it's either plugged or you got to use a 5-gas analyzer to check it. But
You said if it's smoking?
no,
Golden Orchard.
But everything he mentioned doesn't explain some of the lights that came on that day.
Yeah, those.
You know what's wrong with those Harley? Did you get things sent to you?
They're tough with these pictures, man.
Well, I mean, I see them, but I
What's wrong with this
You
first
got my
picture?
email, Dan.
Which one?
The one where I told you. I gave you your employment review.
That was my appraisal.
Not your review. It's very short and sweet.
I don't know what I'm looking at here.
So, would he come on that day that
Oh,
Anderson?
this is where it's at right now. I see.
Tell him we're gonna.
Oh, I
I
really,
didn't know.
no, really, Mark, we gotta
I
get
was like,
someone.
you know,
We
there's
really have to get someone
another
to make
story
this
is on the air.
like a really big.
You're not going to come on independent? He's like, nah. He's like, I'm
But first we'll get somebody.
We have to have that assessment.
Alright. So Dan, this is the battle plan. We're gonna have somebody look at it. Once that's done, if it's truly that much of a ripoff, I gotta make a deal with an attorney to take this because we gotta make an example.
That's so hard to do.
No, but just because it's not gonna be that difficult. This guy is not gonna lawyer up, and if he does, who cares? What can he defend? What can he defend?
I don't know until we have someone out
Right,
there.
that's right.
He said he has 30,000 in materials into the project.
There's nothing there.
Did he hide
That's
them?
why we need
The
someone.
sandwiches are already here and I haven't even ordered them. That's
Oh,
how fast they are.
What's this Harley Davidson?
Do you have
I don't know.
do you have the address there?
It should be on the contract.
You ever sold your bike or you
Tom's
still
got
have
the
it?
contract.
I sold it.
Let me see that contract now.
I got rid of what, Mark? You had it.
No, I give him.
No,
No, I do. You're right.
God
damn, Dan.
I got rid of
Maybe that appraisal was for you that
and my
Tom
bike.
sent to me.
You got a white glide?
That I got, huh?
You had a white glide?
I don't know which is
No,
the back
it was,
picture on his Harley.
Road King.
Well, if you look below, you said here's where it's at
One
now.
from the custom Harley shop.
The original right here. Look.
Yeah, I'll do it. You know, their custom shop. It was a looker. God, it was beautiful. But you know what? I never used it. That was my bike. Did you ever see it?
bike, yeah. I remember you showed me a picture of it.
I sold it, lost money. Well, no, I didn't lose much. I just sat there. Here's the problem. And then I got rid of the Ferrari, got 2 Mercedes, then sold that 1 Mercedes. That's where I lost money. I should have never.
The Benz killed you?
That, huh?
What killed you? Benz?
That Mercedes.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. And I want to remind you about Plumline that somebody emailed me about it, what they mean by 93 are free. I think it's pretty clear. Now, they have they have a division for drains, which is good. They have their own drain division, so they don't hire subs. And here's the deal. It's very easy to remember. 93 are free to unclog your drain, or if it's a slow drain, to make it normal. If they can't, you won't be charged. If they spend a couple hours and can't get it perfect, you won't be charged. But they will do a complete diagnostic for you, including cameras if they have to get you a complete assessment of what is wrong. So it's 93 are free, and the free comes with a full diagnostic assessment and a written report. And if you decide to have work done, of course, Plumline does it directly. They don't sub it out. 303-586-1086, 303-586-1086, plumlineservices.com. So what do you do with a car that you buy and basically you have major problems? It's a used car, and if you don't get it checked out, you're screwed. Alaramis, what were you going to say?
You know, I hear this happen so often. People buy these cars, right? And what do you hear that follows it? They bought an extended warranty,
and
right?
It doesn't cover.
And they shell out thousands of dollars. And, man, I got to tell you, consumers, spend the money, get a repair shop. Go take somebody who doesn't have a dog in the fight.
A pre-purchase exam, yes.
And if a lot's not going to let you take the time to go take a car, don't buy it.
Yeah, and also SOS Inspections, Norris, he'll go to the lot. Now, Joe, so you have major problems with this car, and you didn't have it checked out, but you do have a warranty. So, is it a warranty where you can take it anywhere, or does it have to go back to that dealer?
It is one that I could take it anywhere, and I've took it to multiple places.
And what happens?
Because I went back to the dealership, and they're like, "Oh, we'll take it to our guy because he'll talk to him."
And what happens?
I took it to them, and he got a part of a waterproof pump approved for $400.
So he had some repairs they won't cover. Let's just talk about those. What repairs will they not cover?
The axle, any of the leaks.
Why?
The axle is because the boot was damaged. I think the main reason was because it was
pre-existing,
not created by me.
Pre-existing. Okay. Yeah. Most used car warranties, in fact, all of them, won't cover pre-existing. They won't cover normal wear and tear, and most of your stuff falls under those categories. So it's a useless warranty. Will they refund you the money for the warranty? They should.
No,
why?
They won't.
Why?
I don't know why.
Well, did you ask? Did you ask?
I went in there and I asked, like, what can you do for me? He's like, nothing. It's your
Joe,
problem.
Here's what you need to say. You bought a warranty and you changed your mind. You should be able to get a prorated refund.
Okay.
Now, if they won't give you a refund on that, let us know. But they should allow a prorated. Just say, listen, I realize that this warranty isn't going to do me any good because it won't cover most of the problems, so I would simply like a refund for the warranty. And listen, this car is what it is. I don't know what to tell you. You bought an old car with a lot of miles. Why people believe they can buy a car with that many miles and not have problems, I don't know. It's too bad. It is, and I feel bad for you.
Problems. That's why I stressed it, and that's why they recommended that warranty.
Okay.
And that's what the actual problem is because I was tricked into buying a warranty.
Right, I understand. How much? $1,400 you said for that warranty?
Yeah.
How much are the repairs?
$4,000.
Oh, my God.
He doesn't know if he does his repairs if he's going to have anything else. Tom, there's a point where the hemorrhaging is just going to continue. You got to really have a heart-to-heart and make a decision. Do you want to keep this car? Because it sounds...
Well, what is he going to do?
Well, Tom, honestly...
You can tell him to shove it, you know, not pay the rest. You can say, look, you cheated me, and park the car there and walk away from it. I mean, you may have to do that. Now, when they come after you for it, you defend yourself vigorously. But that's one way you can fight back.
You need paperwork. You got to have files. You have dates. Everything that you've done, pictures, photos, whatever you got.
You know, listen, I don't know what your credit is. I don't know how this is working. But I know if somebody screwed me like that, I wouldn't pay him. I wouldn't. And I'm not telling you don't. But if I was doing it, if that's the only way I could fight back, I'd say, go to hell. I'm not paying it.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
what
if I
else can you do?
about my-
Can you afford to fix this thing for $4 grand?
No, I gave him my last $350 as a down payment to start driving Uber that night.
You're going to have to do something quickly.
Yeah, because Uber is like how I work, and that's my vehicle. That's that right there.
Yeah, but you know, I don't know what to say. You have to get another vehicle. You don't even have any money to do that. You're not going to get your down payment back, but you can tell these guys you're not going to pay it. And I think they might do something if you do that. I don't think they want to sue you for it. The car, look, what was this worth at its best? With 180,000 Toyota 2006, what was it worth maybe? $2 grand, 2,500? What do you think, Al? What would this be worth?
I'm actually wanting to look that up. That's just a front-wheel drive unit, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, well, I'll look it up, and if you listen on air, we'll...
Now, here's what I want. Joe, basically, I don't know what I can tell you. Now, we'll call. We'll give him a call and say, look, that a lot of these things were pre-existing. Do you feel you misled him? So, Greg, let's give this place a call, Unlimited Motors. Meanwhile, Joe, it's no different than any other used car place. You know, I can't hand select them and say they ripped you off. Everyone, you bought a used car with 180,000 miles on it, and I don't think they did anything wrong unless they tried to hide something. Did they hide anything or lie to you? That's the question, Joe. Did they?
Yeah. Sorry?
Did they lie to you?
I mean, they didn't.
Not really. Here's the point I'm making. It's not fraud. Otherwise, you take them to small claims court and claim fraud. But, you know, you can't point to fraud. Listen, I'm not happy telling you this stuff. It sucks. It really sucks when people get ripped off. That's why I have my referral list, and that's why I love the people on it. I'll give you an example. SimplyFloorsInc.com. You go there, you'll buy floors just like the big boys, but you'll save 30 and 40%. You know why? They have volume buying power just like the big boys, because they belong to a group of independent floor covering shops all over the country. Simply Floors Inc. is owned and operated right here by Buddy Mitchell. 52nd and Ward is the showroom, and you can go online and make direct appointments for evenings too. Design services are also available free of charge, and true design services to coordinate everything. SimplyFloorsInc.com. You'll save on all of the hardwood, laminates, luxury vinyl, tile, carpeting, ceramic, natural stone, whatever you want, you can get there. You get better service for lower prices. It's that simple. SimplyFloorsInc.com.
From the L&L Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic Center.
The drive across the highways.
6,000. What do you pay? 5 plus the warranty.
I bet you have warranty $3 grand.
1,400 instead.
Push the seminars on the banker thing.
Dog, 1,400.
I know it's a show.
It covers internal engine parts and internal
So
transmission.
Dan,
Yeah.
other than the tax interest, I don't care about that part, but what, you don't like it because did you look at what you would have just making premium payments over the life? And it was too conservative because you're basing it on you actively trading, right?
Well, no.
Because
not
4%.
just that. I don't need insurance. Insurance ends up costing. I mean, I got
Insurance
a
costs about what? 10, 15%?
I'll have to show it to you. It varies as you
Get older.
Right. Well, no, it's actually that you pay the more right at the beginning and stuff because you're funding that insurance.
Okay.
bucket.
So, but what I mean is, what did it turn out to be at the end? Remember, I wanted to know if you did nothing but make your premiums.
I got, yeah, 20-year-olds and stuff I have.
Did it? I mean, if it's 4% compounded, it has to be pretty decent, even with insurance.
Well, yeah, it's
because you don't get the full. You're right. You don't get the full 4 because you are paying for insurance. Does have a cost.
With a 1% dividend, that's just fairly conservative, and then the 4%.
Yeah.
It comes out to be roughly you get 3.5%
on that
your
much
money plus the insurance.
But it's that much money as you put it in, and then it's compounded. So I'd like to see the schedule to see what it would be. Is that lump sum kind of how much were you planning to put in a year?
I put in there the one year 10,000 for 7 years.
For 10,000 for 7 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'd like to hear
20-year-old kid.
On your son.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, were you going to hand this over to him, or were you going to use it?
Well, that's why I wanted to see what it was going to be.
So 10,000 times 12 times 7 years. So in raw cash, you would have put in
70,000.
Huh?
70,000.
Oh, Jesus, what did I do wrong?
I don't know.
Shoot. 12. Wait.
10,000 a year for 7 years, and that's what you need before you.
120,000 a year.
No.
10,000
per year.
Oh,
not
per
month.
year.
Per year.
Okay, 10,000 times 7. Okay, 70,000. Okay, I was thinking a month. Okay, so 70,000.
I don't have my.
And so 70,000 plus interest. I'd like to know what you would have at the
I
end
got
of
a
that
spreadsheet
time.
of it.
Just do you have it with you?
If I recall.
After when he hits 40. It was about 120 when he hits 40 years
No,
old.
but what was it at 7 years?
$4,200 on the special.
But you stopped
a little less than $70,000.
I would say less than 7.
It's a little bit less than $70,000.
In 7 years. Because of the cost of insurance. But that, I can't believe the cost of insurance eats up the 5% and then some.
But it also funds insurance down the road.
I know that. Oh, down the road when you're older. Okay, so can you stop paying after 7 years?
Oh, that's what I did, yes.
And then it would keep growing.
Yes.
And keep paying insurance.
Yes.
Well, that's not terrible.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you needed insurance, you were younger. That's not a terrible thing.
No, absolutely. Right. If you need insurance, you're right. Absolutely.
Well, not only that, what about
and actually, the dividend is kind of like an inflation fighter also. It should go higher as inflation goes too.
But the bottom line is, okay, the insurance is one. What the other one is, no, 4% is not terrible. I mean, a lot of people don't even have it.
Actually, it comes out.
No, right, because of insurance. But it is a true return. It would be like if you had that money in the bank and that return and then paying for it.
Sometime next week, he said he could go out, but I want it set up.
Okay. Actually, this is what he got. But the good part, it really is a good part, that he's paying it. If he stops paying after 7 years, it continues to pay for itself and grow. And grow.
If you want the insurance.
Yeah, so then when then at the end of how many years, when he's 40,
When he's 65, is worth like $363,000.
without putting another dime.
Emily Chang, author of Growtopia. Emily joins us at 8:06 Monday morning.
Tommy, on that van for this guy Joe, that Toyota, 35 to 4 grand.
Okay,
And
he paid 6. They didn't kill him.
Jeff's even saying this doesn't make a lot of sense for him to be able to go to missions. Does not.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. KH Windows has a special K&H Home Solutions. I've known Ted. I just met with him today. I've known him many years, and I know you can depend on him because I used him in my home. And they've been around for 62 years. That's why they're doing $6,200 off your siding. So you let them measure your siding, James Hardy, and you get $6,200 off. They also are having a window sale. Buy 3 and get 1 free. That's the K&H Go for the Gold Olympic sale. I really mean this. When it comes to home improvements, you've heard on this show all the time about people paying, getting nothing, or people getting shoddy stuff, or companies not being around to honor warranties. You won't have that problem with K&H Home Solutions. I urge you to call them, or better yet, you can make appointments right online. You can also get a consumer protection guide right online when it comes to home improvements. khwindows.com. khwindows.com. khwindows.com, 303-421-7100 if you want to call. Hey, let's talk. What's on your mind? It's car day. Now, we haven't had a lot of car questions, but we have some. And Daniel has a comment on this Unlimited Motors issue. Now, I can't point to Unlimited Motors as doing a big, like, rip-off. They sold this guy a Sienna, 2006, 180,000 miles for $6 grand. And Al, you say it's worth about what? Al Aramis Pro Auto Care, what is it worth about?
35 to 4 grand is what I think. If it's nice, pristine, mind you, there is options on these, like the power side door.
Jeff, I'm sorry. Yeah, but nice, pristine, the thing doesn't even run.
No. And Jeff, you had a comment.
It doesn't make sense that these cats are bad and he was able to pass smog. It just doesn't work.
It doesn't line up, Tom.
Well, it could be the shop he took it to is lying to him.
And moreover than that, with all the lights he said that illuminated on that dash, everything that he listed here doesn't address that original complaint.
So, either he's telling us a story or
He's confused. He said the axle, the cats, leaks. Okay, and it has, I don't know, it all happened within 100 miles. Daniel has a comment on that deal. Go ahead, Daniel.
Hey, John, I think Jim is a little confused because the other problem he has, he's out of compliance with Uber. You have to have a car newer than 2007, so less than 10 years old, and it has to have 4 doors with 4 door handles, and you can't use like a extended cab or anything like that.
Well, what is a Sienna? Doesn't that have 4 doors?
Yeah, I think it does, but I think it's too old of a car for him to
It's
be
over
running
10 years,
Uber. He'd be out of compliance with their rules.
Do you drive for them?
No, I just knew about it.
Oh, yeah, well, cool. Thank you, Daniel. Yeah, that I didn't even think about that one. Jacob, what's going on with your Saturn? Man, they don't make Saturns anymore, guys. Is it hard to get parts?
It's starting to become hard.
Yeah.
It really is.
You know,
Yeah.
they were good little cars. I
They
cannot
were great
figure out
cars.
why they went out of business. I just can't figure it out. They didn't have an allure, maybe.
They didn't. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Were they bad?
No, they were decent cars. It's just it fit a certain market, and they were kind of a lower dollar point, if you would, vehicle.
What's going on with your Saturn, Jacob? Oh, did he hung up? Okay, he hung up. Casey, what's happening, Casey? Welcome. What's going on, man?
I need help.
Okay, now you sent some photos along, and I see a motorcycle. What's the problem?
So the issue that it is I thought I did well on my homework. Talked to a guy over a year ago, made a decision in this last August of 28th to go with this guy. Trying to get some custom work done on the rear fender of my Harley.
That's the only thing you wanted is the rear fender painted?
So he actually he pushed in the taillight and to make it flush with the rear taillight.
Okay.
So there was some custom work that he had to fill in some holes on the on the rear fender and stuff too. And so one of the issues is he's had it since August 28th is when I dropped it off, and initially he told me 10 days to start the project. December 12th, it still wasn't done when I checked in with him and went to his shop.
Well, enough said. Is it done yet?
No.
Okay, so is the problem it's not done, or is the problem it was done wrong?
Well, the thing is now he can't match the paint.
Why is that?
He's gave me a number of reasons, and one of them is he can't get the paint code from Harley.
Well, hold on. Is it because of the delay? Did he cause the problem, or is it he would have never been able to match it? That's the part I'm not clear on.
Well, so my understanding is he sent me an invoice for paint, and when he tried to match the paint, so he had to mix it, he couldn't get the test strip that he didn't match the paint. So then he went and bought more paint, and it's still not matching. And when I went and saw the test strip...
But does this have anything to do with the delay?
Yeah. Part of it.
Is that why it's being delayed, or did his delay cause the problem?
Well, and part of the delay in December when I went in there, when he had it for 107 days, and I was told reasonably by shops 5 weeks, and he told me his policy in December was all collisions
Casey,
in front of custom.
Casey, here's the deal. If that bike was taken somewhere else, would they have been able to match the paint? Is it his ability or the unavailability?
I feel the ability because I had it painted in 08 by Gunslinger.
And no one else had a problem. Okay, that's what we have to determine. Hold on.
Come to Lady Luck Casino Blackhawk for the...
Okay, my number, and then I gave it to them. All right, go call this paint shop right now. Okay, he didn't get it. Suzanne will have it. But yeah, I think I'm
kind of like Mark.
See if they'll come on here.
If I'm 5% Jew, does that make me cheap?
I mean, don't you think it's... No. I mean, what does he do? Say take it somewhere else?
Means you own part of Hollywood, though.
I'm a liberal then?
Liberal.
I think
I'm only
therapy, they can grow more brain cells. Get you out of that liberal.
Oh, I'm thinking,
So that guy said, as soon as after he passed the missions, the lights started coming on.
These are kind of used.
No, I'm going to try it. I filled the coffee.
I actually blew my nose in those.
I just filled the coffee.
I want that. That's fine.
Can I have those tissues when they're used? I don't mind. Well, I blew my nose in them. Oh, okay. That's great.
So you see that email?
Trade secrets from Google's self-driving car unit.
Oh, no, forget it.
But their fight in federal court.
Did you see that email from the guy that said it would help on Anders?
Yes, don't even talk about it. We're going to do a
Sting?
yes, but don't talk about it. I did not want to mention that at all.
Man, I almost got a DNA sample.
That could be a great one.
Not a DNA sample.
Almost.
Sorry, not getting on your knees. I might not happen so much.
What night, Jeff?
Dan, are you getting hurt in the stock market?
Oh, yeah. It's really kind of.
Yeah, I'm not terribly worried about it.
It's just, and I don't know, I watched Kramer last night, and he blames a lot, and that's true. Why they have these, like, the VIX market and stuff that actually trades on volatility? And that's who's driving this stuff. And they have to cover a lot of stuff. But like I say, the economy's doing great. I mean, there's no reason to.
Yeah, I'm hoping it just adds to it creates a big positive swing. I like volatility, just not in this direction.
Yeah. It's just, it really is. I think it's crazy. The media loves it because they're throwing it back in Trump's face. Look at the market now.
Well, that's kind of Trump's fault too.
Not, I mean, he was taking credit for before.
You can't take credit for.
No, I know, but he hasn't said anything. But they're saying, "Now look at you and stuff. You know, what are you doing now?" Well,
when he was saying that about the 26,000 points, it's like, dude, you gotta stop that because you're gonna get.
Many things you should stop.
Do you know the plane I'm having delivered that I showed you?
Did you get it?
The little CT? Not the sexy one, the other one. Yeah, no, that's a sexy one, but it wasn't as fast and not as good. So I actually got one more practical for training. It really is a better plane, actually. It's faster, believe it or not. It's faster and it does a better job. So let me just show you these.
From a dashboard on your phone. Go to
It does a better job
a free guide called
for training, and it's also, God, the options on it. Look how cute it is. Isn't it cute? Yeah. Look at that panel. Jesus, look at that. Sky views, man. And it's got all synthetics. It's got GPS. It's got autopilot, 3-axis autopilot. I know it. Look at this. Isn't it cute?
What's it weigh, like 800 pounds?
Look at that little engine's this big. You pick it up and throw it. It's very clean. Very cute. Just very cute.
This report is brought to you by.
So you're right, Jeff, on that cat. The cats are bad. It shouldn't have passed.
Yeah,
it didn't pass, according to him. And
that's why the question is broken.
That's right. 2 hours, bro.
I agree with that. Because they're the most expensive thing that
they wanted way more. Right. And I talked to him.
And then also he said the lights did come. I said, it never went past the lights on. He says, yeah, after past emissions. You know, and I drove away.
That's for the lights came on, but he was mentioning traction control lights, he was mentioning ABS lights. Everything that he listed comes nowhere near those 20 watts.
And they clean inside the cabin.
And he's like saying, well, I said a lot of that, like the axle movement, all that stuff was there at the time.
Yeah, what was your mechanic, buddy?
Your mechanic,
and by the way, with the cost of axles,
so why are you putting up there tonight?
Oh, that's a good point right there. If you're going to do this, but like I say, then if you drive it from Uber,
it doesn't matter. You can use the steps.
I didn't know that.
720-526-3939. This is normally $139. 720-526-3939 and fixmyhome.com.
That's hard too.
We need to do a job with Uber because this car's not going to last.
Well, so it sounded like the guy was a little sober when he was on the phone anyway.
What's the cruise always, when I talk to him, he's like, I think it's just...
That's better. Right notes,
possibly. I don't know that. I'm not here to judge, Jeff.
That
guy pulled up to my Uber driver.
Oh, 4.5 an hour. 4.5 gallons an hour, and it's got, I think it's got 35 gallons.
That's what we want to see.
Only 4.5, and it runs on auto gas. Well, the operating cost is $20 an hour.
75 or 85 horsepower or something?
It's 100.
Visit us online to get a quote.
Oh, I've had a road tax before. I've had that engine before. It's a beautiful little engine. That engine, you can pick up like this.
Based on recent
little 4-bay. 100 horsepower. And you just pick it up like
trip to Alaska together.
That's
I'm
cool.
teaming up with Holiday Make.
I have that. Oh yeah, it's fun. So I'm gonna have my kids
It's a
learn about
12-day excursion hosted by me. It's a great opportunity
My air
to meet the
conditioner
best of Alaska in a small
driving
group.
me crazy.
Call Holiday
We have
Travel at
replaced everything, every
800-826.
seal. God damn it, I can't. I don't.
You know, let's go to
I run it for 30 seconds and then I stop it. I can see it.
Or go online.
But you can't see where it's coming from. It's on
Denver.
You're not warranted to have a response.
because we've done all the new seals and
When I introduce a new
I just don't know where it's coming from. Oil leaks are the hardest things in the world. God, I hate
For
it.
tips and
How do you
recipes,
find the really oil?
Well, you said you tried the dye, right?
Yeah, well, we can see the area it's coming from, but not the source. If it's on it. None of these case, not the front seal.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. And I do appreciate you being around.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. This hour brought to you by Art of Granite. If you're looking for beautiful countertops, he's a direct importer of stone, natural stone, granite, even quartz. Hey, this is a consumer show where we solve problems, answer questions, and take complaints. And yes, we do have a referral list and we do have commercials, but unlike any other show, what we talk about in our commercial content is congruent with the show. We are all here to learn what to buy, what not to buy, what to do, what not to do, rip-offs, liars, cheats, and great people to deal with too. So you are privileged to hear this, and I mean that. The people who truly listen to this show and heed its advice, not just from me, but from the myriad of experts, they absolutely save money and are smarter and don't get ripped. You know, Mitch Floria, the owner of Art of Granite, started this with just a few $100 in his pocket. He's a Romanian immigrant, and he wanted to do the best. You will love this guy. He never charges more than wholesale for the granite material or the stone or any counter material. He only charges for fabrication, installation. He tears out and hauls away free, and you get the bathroom free when you do the kitchen. Go to his showroom in Golden for to pick out all the stuff, and he'll give you an exact price. But if you call him on the phone, you will get a ballpark figure, usually within only a few $100s of the final price. 303-386-5919. Yes, he will give you prices on the phone. 303-386-5919, artofgranite.net. Oh, so Casey has a motorcycle. I'm looking at the photos, and it all comes down to this. It's got a custom paint job. It's beautiful. He wanted to have on his rear fender, he wanted to have the headlight recessed so it's even with the fender curve, and he wanted, of course, that paint touched up. So I see that he has now buffed it out or something. What is that one photograph I see with like it's rough? Did he sand that?
Yeah, so what happens is there's a decal, because that lens is flush with the rear fender.
Yes.
So there's a decal, so you take the decal off and there's a paint edge, so you sand it down so the clear coat is even with the paint, and then you put on the final coat. And that's the issue that he's having. That won't match.
Right now, he's already recessed the light?
Yeah.
He's done everything except the final paint.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I suggest you pay him for what he's done and take the bike somewhere else, and I'll tell you why. If he's having a problem matching paint, don't risk it with a custom job.
That's what I need to know. Yeah, because I have an email from him from Tuesday, and this is, I will not guarantee your satisfaction to the color match. That's from him personally.
Now, is he willing to let you pay? Well, he should be willing to let you pay for what he did. I mean, he's not going to charge for what he did.
I got Greg calling over there, too.
Yeah, but I think that would be the solution. But we don't want him to call, right? So tell Greg.
I already told him, Greg.
Good. Yeah, Casey didn't want to call. He just wanted some advice.
Let me shake him up, Casey.
No, but he's not doing anything wrong. He just can't match the paint.
Well, the name of the place is Custom Whatever. He should be able to match the paint.
Well, how about that he's cash only, but he says collision jobs come first? That's a little odd, Tom.
I don't know. Who knows why people...
Insurance doesn't pay
I think
cash.
Mark's right. If you're saying custom paint matching is not that hard.
No. Casey, you're sure there's not another reason he's delaying?
Well, the thing is no.
Okay.
No, I don't. And I've been up there 3 times and looked at the job, and he always has an excuse when I ask him something.
You want me to send Deputy Dan up there to shake him down?
No, that's the whole thing. I just need to know what the best point is.
Here's what I would be. Listen, the guy's not done anything like egregious. I would say, look, why don't we just part as friends? I'll pay you for everything you've done up till now. I'm not going to pay for paint that doesn't match. I'm not paying for any of that paint you bought. but I'll pay you up till now for everything you've done. I'm going to take the bike somewhere else to be painted. It's that simple.
And if he doesn't want to play ball, call us back, man.
Yeah, Casey, that's the way I would handle it. Bill's got a general car question. Our experts, Al Aramis, Pro Auto Care, and Jeff Vick Kimmer Transmission, along with, of course, Major Mark Major to my left, and we got Deputy Greg here and Deputy Dano. What is happening?
Hey, if you're running nitrogen at your tires, is there any way to top them off at home?
Yeah, just put in regular air.
No, they recommend you don't mix.
Well, I know that, but if it's really low and you have to do it...
What if you do mix, though? What's the problem?
Because the molecules are different.
What would happen?
It's not going to do anything that you would know, but you're contaminating the nitrogen. Because the air's got moisture. The nitrogen dries them out.
Come on.
What he's saying is for optimum results, you don't want to mix
them. Well, of course not.
But it's not going to hurt anything. You know, Bill, for the little you would have to... do it. It wouldn't hurt, except I know what Al's saying.
What do you guys fill with?
I know what Al is saying. I mean, I know
primarily air. We have nitrogen, too.
Al is saying if you do the nitrogen thing, they leak less because the molecules are bigger, and if you dilute them, it's just going to take away the effectiveness, right?
That's correct.
Okay, bottom line. So, Bill, don't they have nitrogen tanks you can don't they have portable nitrogen you can have?
Oh, God, who's going to buy that?
I don't know. Is it expensive?
I've never looked at it.
What if you had a little tank and you have nitrogen?
Oh, Lord.
No, Mark, I'm serious. What would be wrong with instead of an air tank, a nitrogen tank?
Go to General Air, probably buy a nitrogen tank.
I don't know. What do you think? Is nitrogen like...
It's available.
What?
Air is 80% nitrogen.
I like free air.
80% nitrogen. Yeah. Okay, so what? Well, he doesn't want air. He wants nitrogen. I wonder the nitrogen they put in your tires... How much, what is the mixture? You're saying oxygen?
He's saying 20-80.
When you say air, you mean it's oxygen and nitrogen, right? The air we breathe. Mostly oxygen and nitrogen. So what do you think the nitrogen is that he buys? Do you think it's 100% nitrogen? Should be.
Why not use helium?
And then you fly. Actually, I would say, Bill, it wouldn't hurt it, except it makes it a little less effective in the long run. Now, we haven't finished with Jacob on this Saturn. I'm so sorry. Jacob, let's get to we're ripping through these calls, 303-713-TALK. Jacob, what's going on now this Saturn? I'm sorry we got off on a tangent and didn't answer your question. So what's going on?
It's all good. Well, basically, I don't know the year of the car, but my buddy's got a Saturn. He took it for an oil change and tune-up, I guess. And
yeah.
Shortly after he did that at the shop, the car started acting weird, so I guess it doesn't go over 45 miles an hour. You push the gas.
And this happened after an oil change. That was it. What do you guys think?
That sounds like kind of weird.
Sounds like a loose nut behind the wheel.
No,
hey, don't take that.
Mark uses that too much.
I invented that.
No. Here you go. So when you're in an oil change, here's what you could possibly do. You check the air filter in the car to make a recommendation, and somehow or another you disconnected the mass airflow sensor. Jeff, what else could you do?
Pretty good. That's definitely going to prompt a light if that mass airflow sensor...
It sure would.
Would it keep it from going 45?
But if you left a rag in the airbox...
the mass airflow sensor is the primary indicator to the computer of what the engine demand is. So with a malfunctioning or a disconnected mass airflow sensor, which it may not even run if it was disconnected, you are definitely going to get performance issues.
Okay.
Boy, he said that so much better than me.
303-713-TALK. So, what do we think?
Hey, just a little side note real quick. Did you guys even realize the Olympics started? I mean, I didn't see any hoopla or anything this year.
No,
I did. I watched it last night.
But it wasn't, I know what he means. It doesn't seem to be so ubiquitous like in all of the marketing and stores and celebrations.
The winter always tends to be a little less in the summer games.
Well, I think they watered it down when they split up the winter and summer games anyway, so they were going every 2 years instead of every 4.
Yeah.
I think it's just less of a...
they do it. That's right.
I think the winter got a cold shoulder.
Are all the Olympics now every 2 years, summer and winter?
The winter is every 4 years. The summer are every 4 years. But because of the way they place them, they're 2 years apart. You have them every 2 years.
I see what you're saying. Debbie, what's going on, Debbie?
Hi, I had a problem with a mover.
A mover. What happened? First of all, did you go to the internet to find the mover and only use the internet?
Yes, I did.
And did you actually get a moving company, or did you end up with what I call a moving broker? They present themselves as companies, and they're nothing more than a guy in his shorts in his mom's basement making arrangements, selling your contract to anyone.
I don't think they were a broker. I think they were an actual mover.
Who are they?
They're called B52 Van Lines. They're in California.
Okay.
I moved from California to Colorado.
Okay. And what's the... Go ahead. Keep going.
I'm sorry. The problem was that they damaged a number of items, and they also damaged the house that I rented in Colorado. So I submitted claims. I got one back saying they would pay me $33 for all the damaged goods.
Right.
And the other claim for the damage to the house, they never responded to.
Well, I'm just going to give you the bottom line. You signed something somewhere, if it's like 95% of all contracts for moving, you signed something that said that you will accept 60 cents a pound.
Right. It was 69 cents a pound.
Right. So that's what the $33 is.
Okay. But they figured there was 50 pounds of damage. And I mean, they damaged so much stuff. Big pictures and my vacuum cleaner, my bicycle. So
well, I mean, you can weigh it.
Listen.
Okay.
So what are you saying? How much you say? So you're not disputing the 60 cents a pound. You're disputing their math.
Number one, I'm disputing the math, and number two, the fact that they never responded regarding the damage to the house.
Yeah, and even if the math's right, really what she's saying is this sucks. How do they damage all this stuff and only pay me 60 cents?
I agree with it all, Debbie. I agree. I can't stand moving companies because of that, the way they do business. It's terrible. But the bottom line is you sign away all of your rights unless you demand. Just like when you accept delivery and they make you sign. You're saying you got everything and it was great. So listen, what you need to do, and I mean that, by the way, when you sign, there's a big problem on signing your name. Hold on, and we'll examine this and maybe give these guys a call. I feel so bad when these things happen because they just absolutely, positively suck. They do. They just suck. The whole industry does.
Or they give bad quotes, they double the price, they go across and they weigh the truck and it's twice as much.
Absolute Radon Safety is a place to go to have your house checked for radon. It's that simple. Tests start at just $20. And here's the good news. People right now are concerned with radon because they're told it's a cause of cancer. Many people are concerned just for their general overall health. So here's what Absolute Radon Safety is doing that takes all the scare out of it. They'll do a test starting at $20, right around 20. And if you need mitigation, do you know 90% of the systems they put in are only $899 for complete mitigation, and then they retest to show you the results. And of course, they do great work. They're on a referral list at referrallist.com, and even if you have to pay a little more, it's never that expensive with Absolute Radon Safety. So $899 are most systems. That's the Mac Daddy if you got to get rid of it, okay? In most homes. 303-880-0682. Call to find out if you're buying or selling or remodeling, or you have anybody living in a basement, or you have a crawl space. 303-880-0682. That's 880-0682.
From the L&L.
Somebody else on that.
I called Comcast, and I was trying to be as nice as I could for about 10 minutes. And I
No
just
eating,
couldn't
no
take it.
talking with your mouth full. I hate it. Please,
Open them before the break over.
We get complaints all the time about it.
Thank you very much. I can help you with that. I said, okay, put them on. I'm not sure I understand what you're asking. The call took me 45 stinking minutes, and at the end, I gave up fighting. They said, we'll issue you a credit by giving you free HBO and Stars for the next 3 months. I said, fine, how long is that going to take? I'll be right with you real quick. I'll get a supervisor to approve it. I'm like, oh my God. It wound me up so bad.
Yeah. On that,
modem that was bad of equipment that I'm renting from them. How are you charging me for your equipment problem?
That's pretty comprehensive.
How are you charging me? You're charging me a super small, and they're like, I'm so sorry, sir. Let me look into this. I'll be back.
Of course, other stones like marble, they do limestone, they do all kinds of stone, by the way.
Oh,
Natural stone, or artificial, or composite stone.
The email I sent you, is that good enough for your wages and stuff, or do you want more specific ones? Say that again. On the wages you asked, I sent you an email.
I got to figure out. Give me second thoughts on how I want to do it. I got to think about how I want to market it. Because really, you want the phone to ring and talk to them, right?
Yep.
Do you want just the regular Pro Auto number?
No, me. You can give them myself. If they're pretty legit, I mean.
Well, we don't know if they're legit till they call and talk to you.
That's right.
But you want to use your cell?
No, I guess I can use my office and my.
See, I'm wondering if we even say who you are, what you do.
And my email.
No, I don't think you should.
That's what I'm saying.
You just talk about well-established.
Yeah, we're on the same page. They don't know if they're calling Porsche or Pro Auto or.
But a well-established automobile repair facility.
Or even maybe they might think they're calling Jack.
I would say well-established. Listen, well-established auto repair and maintenance facility. Yeah, with 2 convenient locations.
Mm-hmm.
How would you like to double
and the building make money?
I'm Greg Bennett.
First of all, I don't like people.
Will you give them 4 free tires just for applying?
Even if it's Mark, even if
Dan will be applying in the next hour.
Mark, even if it's marketed to employees, to people.
That's how we're marketing it.
I know that. But the general public could see it. And I don't like, I think it's bad karma and bad image when companies advertise for help wanted when they say they're busy, because it gives the impression the company has new people there. They don't want that idea. And you don't want to let them know you don't have enough people.
No, we're growing.
It just don't, I know, but it's just, it's not a great message, because then that message is, oh, they're getting too big for their own britches. The help
but you're talking to Texo. You're not.
No, I know that. I'm saying, but you got to write it just in case other people see it. That's why I'm all for not using the name.
Oh,
because
yeah,
I don't want people to know that Pro Auto Care needs help or Plumb Line Services needs help.
No, I agree with that.
And on my referral list at referralist.com. What's up, boss? What's up? Yes, sir.
So that guy Casey, he was my board out years ago on that Harley deal.
Oh, you know him?
Well, I forgot all about this show I did. He was telling Suzanne, so I was on KOA and I had these 2 comedians in from this improv place. And we played it so straight, everybody bought into it. But the one guy was in love with the German Shepherd, and he didn't understand why it was illegal to be in love with the German Shepherd and why he couldn't have his, live his life the way he wants to. And the other comedian called him being a shrink, talking about how people can fall in love with animals. So, of course, every call came in was biting on it like it was real as hell.
That's funny.
Oh, yeah, well, let me tell you, KOA didn't find it too fucking funny.
I stand in California with my toes.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Ideal Home Loans. For your next ideal home loan, right now they have an interest rate guarantee for 2 years if you refinance or buy, and rates go down, they will refinance you free of all lender fees, basically free of charge, except for your normal taxes and insurance you have to do anyway. So Ideal Home Loans is a great deal, and they also always have the lowest rates. Why? Because they are direct mortgage lenders with no markups at all, and they do credit optimization to get you the best prices. That means they tweak your credit legally and quickly. And, of course, they have custom terms. You pick whatever term you want. You may want lower rates, but you don't want to go all the way back to 30. Pick any years you want, any amount. 303-867-7000, 303-867-7000, idealhomeloans.com. Okay, let's talk to, back to 2.
Yeah, B-52 movers.
Oh, line 1, yeah, Debbie. Okay, so Debbie had this problem with movers, and everyone everyone calls with the same thing when it happens to do with damage, and that is they're not getting enough. It boils down to they're not getting enough. So they, sometimes it's worse. They give you the illusion you have insurance, and they sell you insurance, but they never actually write the insurance. So if something does go bad, they end up not having insurance. There's another trick they do. When you pick up stuff, people never complain. When they pick up stuff, they put down a condition of what they're picking up. They usually put down that it's scratched, chipped, and worn. Then on the other end, if you claim something is damaged, they go to that sheet and they say, oh, Debbie, you already acknowledged it was chipped and worn because I have it right here. But if you don't complain about something, they just let it go because no one ever complains about something being in better condition when it's delivered. So if they put it's cracked, chipped, and worn when they pick it up, on the other end, the only time they use that is if you complain. Then they say, oh, no, we already noted it was cracked, chipped, or worn. So that's another trick I want everyone to know. There's another one, and that is they shove a clipboard in your face and say, sign this. And really what it says is you're signing that everything is complete and to your approval. I did that one time and got stung because I had an electronics toolkit completely gone, and yet I signed I got everything. So the next time I moved, the guy shoves a clipboard in my face, and I say, okay, this will take me a while. He said, how long? I said, I have to go through absolutely every single box and every single item to make sure what this says here. I have gotten everything. I've gotten everything, and it's in satisfactory condition. So how am I going to know that unless I go through it? He goes, are you kidding me? And I said, no, man, that's what it says. And I said, and by the way, I'm not paying for your time when I do it. So you guys go and come back. They were so pissed, but Mark, you got to do it.
Oh, it's crazy. The other thing these shysters do, some of these moving companies, you know, they'll drive it across country like hers, hire guys off Craigslist that have never moved anything, or pick up some people in front of Home Depot as day laborers that have never moved anything, and they destroy the hell out of your stuff.
That's why when it comes to moving, we have amazing moves on our site, and they're mostly local. And when it comes to national, we have not found one. Well, we're working with one now that we think is extraordinary. We want to get on the site. We used to have Grable when they were owned by the Grable family, but the Grable family sold it, so they're not on our referral list anymore. But we are working on getting better movers. Now, specifically to your problem, Debbie, what do we do? Well, it's very simple. If you don't care about the 60 cents a pound, 67 cents, and you're willing to take that, then all you need to do is get an estimate of how many pounds were damaged and multiply it out, and then that's what you get. But remember, you don't get 60 cents a pound just because something is scratched. That's for total replacement. Do you understand that? So you don't get that. You only get partial. If you read it, the 67 cents a pound, or whatever you said it was, is only for a complete replacement. So if you have a dresser and it has one scratch on it and it doesn't warrant replacement, you're not going to get the weight of that dresser. And I think that's where the miscalculation comes in.
She still has issues, though. She said they banged up the house when they delivered.
Now,
that's the bigger issue.
That they have to fix. How bad is the damage at the house?
Well, you know, I'm renting this house, so any damage is a problem. But they put holes in one of the walls, and they did exactly what you said. They hired day laborers to come in and move everything off the truck.
But I need to know how much damage. We need to know how much does it cost to fix the damage, to put it back the way, not to improve it, but to put it back the way it was.
Yeah. I have estimates of between $500 and $800.
Okay. Then have you submitted that?
Yes, I have.
And they ignore you?
Yes.
Okay.
Completely.
These guys are just one bad review after another, though. I mean, this is going to be... What is she going to do? Go sue them in California or wherever it started?
Well, hold on. If she's making payment here, again, Mark, I say you challenge them here and let them do...
They generally won't allow it. They just don't. Here, I'll give you an idea on one. I was suing AT&T, okay?
Okay.
Until I actually got a local address, they wouldn't even let me turn the paperwork in. So I had to find a company-owned AT&T store, and I just used that.
Okay.
But this one's not going to have that as the problem.
Okay.
These guys are just, they're dirtbags.
All right.
In my opinion.
Okay.
I agree.
Do you want to try to give them a call? You
Hell
want us
yeah,
to? Okay, we'll try. Debbie, how much?
Yes.
I think you deserve to get the house fixed. The other stuff is going to be more trouble than it's worth. I have to tell you that.
I agree.
How did you find these guys?
I went on the internet. I researched probably 20 different movies.
Well, if you saw reviews right off the bat, we got negative reviews.
I'm going down here. It's like everyone is 1 star.
Right. Well, at the time they weren't. At the time the reviews were quite good, and that's why I picked them. And they weren't the cheapest. They weren't the most expensive. They were kind of right in the middle.
Right.
And
All right. Well, they have a ton of negative reviews. The only way to pick them is to go and literally talk to them and know who they are and make sure they have local people at the other end that they deal with. That means another local agent. Do not work with people that use temporary manpower at the destination. They must have either an affiliation there, another company, or don't use them, or their own company.
And we say this for everybody listening, not to berate you.
Right. Oh, no, that's to help. So if you hang on, Debbie, you want to just give them a quick call and see what they say? Okay, so Ray, you want to talk about your 06 Toyota Sequoia. What's going on, Ray? Al does a lot of work with Toyotas. What's going on?
Nice. I believe I was looking at it the other day, and I believe the sway bars on my front axle is gone, or one of the pins is missing.
Do you feel it?
I've never noticed. I mean, we've had the car for 5 years now. Haven't noticed.
Do they have 2 sway bars, one on each side, Al?
Or a link pin?
The sway bar with link pins, absolutely. The links connect, which that goes to your control arm that keeps the vehicle from swaying. What are you hearing, feeling?
Isn't it one long bar across the whole front, right?
It's a sway bar.
So what do you mean it's missing?
The pins.
It's not. The pin's connected to the right tire, but the left tire, the pin's not connected, from what I can see.
So is it hanging there, or what?
It's just there.
Yeah, the bar's there, but it's not connected. They're the link pin they call sway bar link pins. They break. It's essentially a bolt with.
You could buy them in a kit.
Bushing. Yeah.
So can he just replace it?
Well, absolutely.
Does he have to replace the whole bar?
No, the bar's probably fine. As long as the ends didn't break off the bar or it's been hit by impact.
That's what I mean. If it's been loose, could it have bent?
Doubtful. It's very strong. The pins are the weak link. That's what breaks off.
Almost designed that way.
Yeah, there's a set here for just $20. Can they be that cheap?
For cheap stuff, yes.
I guess you want to.
How much are
Alibaba? They're typically $30 to about $40 for a good one.
You know, it sounds easy, Ray, but that's the answer.
Should he do an alignment check with that?
Reason. Of course you would do, right? Wouldn't you do an alignment with that?
Doesn't affect alignment.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Okay, John's got a tranny question. Now that makes me that surprises me really that it would have no impact at all. What does it do? It just keeps it from swaying.
It's absolutely body roll.
John,
the body roll.
John, you have a tranny question.
Yes.
What's going on?
Money-wise, is it worth it to drain and flush your transmission fluid?
Hold on, and we'll answer that coming up. That's a good question, because we get that a lot about coolant and transmission. Write that down, and we'll revisit it. Centeno Schultz can provide living stem cell therapy, not amniotic fluid that you hear about, but living stem cell therapy. And that is what you must insist on when going for stem cell therapy. And insist on MDs and insist on people using guided injections, not just injecting into a joint, but using imagery like a sonogram or something to help them. This is what you get at Centeno Schultz. They harvest living stem cells from you at the time of your visit. Don't go to chiropractors that say they're doing stem cell therapy. They are flat out lying to you unless the stem cells are harvested from you. They cannot ship in stem cells. Amniotic fluid does not contain living stem cells. Centeno Schultz has been doing this from the beginning with 14,000 patients that they have successfully treated for all kinds of orthopedic injuries, pain, aging. 303-963-9201 for an evaluation. 303-963-9201. Remember the name Centeno Schultz.
Rolly!
Have a seat.
Oh my goodness. Hi,
my
Rolly.
7 minutes.
Wow. Things are looking up around here.
Al's always looking up.
You know,
from hell to get down here today.
Why?
I don't know where the hell.
It just sucked.
And at Brighton,
Is it still foggy?
out by Brighton it was, but just the construction up there, they're doing all those cable things down in the middle of the road.
I couldn't even see 15 feet in front of us in Castle Rock there.
Well,
So, just the fact that it's Vivint Securities, who we've heard about 6 times, I think the guy should run like hell, but they cut an electrical wire installing an alarm system. Now they want him to sign this release. So anyway.
Oh, did they already pay it?
I don't know. They said, I don't think so.
So this is a thing that he paid up front.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, $1,900, and so he owns the stuff, and they doesn't have to have a cost. Oh, you're right. Vivint's terrible. I told him.
Vivint sucks.
I told him.
We've got like 600 calls.
Schedule a free initial consultation.
I asked him why he wouldn't use cameras and stuff like you had. Better than drilling holes in your wall.
Call Grossman Wellness Center today at 303-233-4247. You have nothing to lose but your pain.
If you saved a lot for retirement, you feel pretty good. But without some advice...
But did this guy pay $1,900 or you don't know?
Yes.
So he paid $1,900 to get it fixed?
No, to install it.
How much did he pay to Lens Electric, do you know?
No, they just gave him an estimate on it. He hasn't fixed it yet. They
Was
haven't
the
found
estimate $1,200?
They haven't found the problem. They don't know exactly where it is.
Well, then how the fuck did they give him an estimate?
I don't know. The guy came on out there. He says it could be this, could be this. I got you a sandwich. I wasn't sure where you were.
I said, get Rolly something. Tom said, fuck that.
You never mentioned it.
Fair share in taxes during retirement. If you don't have to, call me, Linda Gardner.
And that's the nice.
Al, you were here.
I said, yes, it is the first.
He's actually toning him down.
First Friday, the last 2 Fridays, you know, and people you know, you go to the funeral like that.
You didn't know any good place for good roasted chicken.
Costco.
Yeah, I had one, but like restaurant style. Remember, they used to oil up cooking down, they shut down.
Well, people say that. What's that one, White Chicken Farm or White Fence called?
White Fence Farm?
I've never been there, but
they do fried chicken.
Right, fried chicken. What do you look at?
So like roasted chicken. That's why I called it roasted. Yeah.
How about roasted?
Yeah. There is no more, is there? There's no more in town. You know, for a while, the Boston market, they were like all gone. There's only half all gone.
I wonder what happened to them.
I enjoy getting it.
They charged too much for the chicken. That's what they did.
That's what they did.
It's roasted under pressure.
Yeah, it's roasted.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, it's a fantastic. Who sells it?
I've actually had some good guys will laugh when little gas stations that make it. I can't tell you which ones, but some of those truck stops and shit.
No, she's thought about it. She really has. We looked at it. There used to be that guy at 411, that Fat Bruce's. That's what he specialized in.
What's that today?
432 down.
I sold my Microsoft because I had profit in it.
Through the chicken.
I wanted to free up some cash in case I'm in it for the long haul.
Providing the best services for the price anywhere.
I don't bitch too much because I look at how much I'm up over the past year, and I'm still way fucking higher than I was a year ago. Well, no, but it'll leave it. It is algorithm. It's computers.
They missed the lettuce when they put this thing together. It took one bite, the whole thing just fell apart.
And no early
It's a correction.
I don't understand why it should have to correct like
What does that mean?
Yeah, it's like. And then they said because it started all because they seen the
yeah. Anybody go to Google? Anybody you guys go to Google? How do you block ads and stuff with tracking ads? You have any idea?
On what?
On Google?
If I give you a cart, can I listen to it during a break? Okay. I'm going to message it to her because I'm told it's a terrible sounding spot. I want to listen.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, and I hope you never need John Fuller at Fuller Law. He's a personal injury attorney. As you know, personal injury is a terrible thing. If it happens to you and you think it's someone else's fault or you suspect it, where do you go? What do you do? Well, I'm going to give you something very easy, a phone number to call for John Fuller. You can simply talk to him like anyone. He's just a great guy. And he'll tell you if he thinks you have a case. He'll tell you if you can do stuff on your own or what to look out for. And if it is a good case he thinks he can really help you with, he'll tell you, because he'll more than make up for his fee, which is a small percentage of what you collect. 303-597-4500, never a charge directly to you. 303-597-4500, personalinjuryco.com. Okay, so let's talk to John. He wants to talk about his 07 transmission. What is happening?
I just want to know, is it worth it? You know, I'm going to probably spend $250 to have the transmission flush. Is it really worth it to do that money-wise?
Well, that's what we're going to talk about. Flushing in general. So, what does flushing of a transmission do, Jeff, or is it all psychological?
No, it definitely has its benefits.
What does it do?
You are replenishing the fluid inside there, the additive packages of the transmission itself. There's two
Well, you're
basic,
flushing first. What does a flush do?
A flush is exactly like it sounds like. You're hooking up to the thing, you're circulating fluid through until you exchange all of the old fluid out for new fluid.
It's like a colonic.
In a manner of speaking.
Yes.
Or dialysis.
Yes.
You know, there's two schools of thought. We're doing flushes or doing services. If you are doing it on an annual or at least every 36,000 mile basis, you're doing everything you can to cost effectively try to keep that transmission on the road. ATF is basically a 5-based oil with this huge conglomeration of additives to give it its qualities. Over time and use and getting hot and cold and everything else, it breaks down.
But what's wrong with just changing it as opposed to flushing it?
Again, it's two schools of thought. Personally, I prefer to do a conventional service where we're dropping pans, changing filters, so on and so forth. And by doing that, we're replenishing usually about a third of the actual capacity of the unit.
So that's changing.
Correct.
Flushing is more.
Flushing is more in a sense because, yes, you're changing the fluid, but typically most places when they're doing flushes, they're not dropping pans and they're not changing filters.
Okay. So, do you recommend a flush? It can't hurt.
It won't hurt. Right.
Okay. So, is it worth the extra money in his case with an 07?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, what? Anything else, John, directly related to your car?
No, it sounds great. And I wanted to tell you, Tom, you and your staff do an excellent job, and I appreciate you being with us.
Oh, man, thank you so much. That makes my day. Appreciate it. So, what about coolant flushes?
Yeah, I figured you were going to ask that one, and I was ready to answer.
Go.
And when he's thanking staff, did he thank us? I mean, we're not on staff, but I mean, I want to take some type of credit.
All of our experts.
Rolly, wouldn't you agree?
Rolly just dropped in, by the way.
Yeah.
Rolly Purifoy Chevrolet, the first member of the referral list, referralist.com. So, coolant flushes.
Yeah.
What do you think?
So here's the problem with coolant. It, like the tranny fluid, breaks down. It's heated to major temperatures, and it breaks down.
Even more so than tranny.
Yeah, and a lot of people, you'd be amazed when you ask them the question, have you ever done anything with your coolant? Then there's that blank stare.
Until it starts leaking on the ground.
Yeah,
until every 24,000 miles. Is that a...
That was in the old days. Now the fluids do go a lot longer, more extended life. Here's the problem with it. Aluminum cast motors, you have radiators, heater cores, all kinds of stuff. You want that stuff not to fail and plug up. How do you do that? Well, a lot of places just drain the radiator. Well, guess what? You only got about a third of the coolant, sometimes maybe half, depending on the vehicle. You need to get it all out. The flush actually gets all the junk that's inside of that engine block, radiator. Plug radiators plug because of what? Broke down the fluid.
And it gets real acidic.
All right.
It gets real acidic. It'll carry an electrical charge.
Definitely a flush. How often?
Flushes typically, I start telling people 50,000 miles. I make some recommendations.
Rolly?
Absolutely.
Even more important on diesels.
Now, Mike Rolly called in from your place. Mike Wagarow, of course. Mike Wagarow is the one.
Wangarow.
He helped me.
Yes.
He delivered my Equinox to me, went over the system. So, hey, Mike, so what do you got just screaming deal today? Get right to it. Let's hear what's screaming about it.
How you doing, Tom?
Good.
It's a 2011 Jeep Liberty Sport, 81,000 miles, sunroof, leather, four-wheel drive, V6, brand new tires.
Oh, no, this is cool. These things...
Brand new brakes.
Listen to the price, guys.
$11,499.
That's pretty cool. I mean, anything Jeep, and I know I understand this isn't the classic Jeep, but the Liberty Sport, what a good little car, and 81,000 miles. This is cool.
That's a great vehicle for the snow, for the mountains, camping.
It's great for your kids if you got a kid in high school or something, or starting college, or I mean, it's a good car. What color is it?
It's dark gray with black leather interior.
Okay, and it's got all the power windows, power brakes, all that power stuff?
Yes, it does.
All right, so we're talking about a 2011 Jeep Liberty Sport, 81,000 miles, $11,499. That's cool. That's a good price. So here's the number. I predict this will be done within an hour. Some of them go within 5 minutes. But this one, I think people will think about this, call their husband, say, hey, you know, we need a second car, or we need something for Molly off at college. Or here it is, a 2011 Jeep Liberty Sport, 81,000 miles, $11,499. And if you mention me, you get it for $11,498. 303-659-83.
Just nothing like it, is it?
It's $1 off. Okay. 303-659-8311. 303-659-8311. That's Purifoy. By the way, it has a sunroof, too. New tires and new brakes. That's cool. All right.
By the way, you can mix nitrogen and air together, but it will dilute the nitrogen at some point in time.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Going to do, but it can be done easily.
Can you have a portable tank?
I don't know why you can't. You know, at NASCAR and everything, they've got that stuff in tanks, and that's what you hear them.
I looked online. They have all kinds of stuff for nitrogen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's no reason why. It's just a compressed gas.
Scott wants. Did you have something to add to that, Mark? Okay.
I can't imagine buying that.
Scott, you need a little car. You need a good little practical car. You're looking for?
Yeah, my daughter's a single mother of 3, and she needs something that she can come up with about $1,500, $2,000. Something that's going to be good to get her.
She's not going to get anything for that price. If I want to be completely open and honest, which I always am, I don't want to tickle your ears. You're not going to find anything. And if someone says, if a dealer especially says they have a car reliable for $2,000, walk away. You're not going to find it. Now, a private owner who wants to do your daughter a favor may be able to come up with a car that they babied for $2,000. She's going to buy more trouble for $2,000 than it's worth.
I know. That's why I was going to call your show and put a shout out to your listeners and see if somebody's got something, you know. And but
my God, get it checked out.
Yeah. Let us take your information, and no matter what, get it checked out.
Oh, heavens, yes.
Now, here is another option. She uses that money because that's a good down payment. Maybe she takes $1,000 down and finances something that won't kill her, something that is not all that expensive. Then you get into a next price range and a manageable payment. That is an option.
That's truly a great thing to do.
Yeah, well, she don't have that. She don't have that kind of money, and her credit's not all that good.
Okay, well, I say all that money. She has money to put down.
Yeah, she's going to use her taxes for it.
Okay, but a monthly payment she can't afford?
Probably not.
Okay, because, Scott, here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm just going to be straight. If she buys a car for that price, she will have a monthly payment. It'll be called catching up the maintenance and the problems. She will have things. She will have things go wrong where she's going to have to come up with money every single month. It's not if, it's when. It will happen.
Let me ask you this.
Might be better off with a bus pass, and I'm not kidding.
I know, or Uber. What?
Yeah, no, I understand. And but I've got a Durango, a 2000 Durango.
All right, can you hold on and we'll answer your question? I want to help your daughter any way I can, so please hang on. Joseph A. Lazara is a criminal defense attorney, and we're talking about cars. Cars and alcohol don't mix. Unfortunately, some people take a chance. Some people, they try. They think, I'm calculating. I don't want to be drunk and drive. Instead of trying to calculate and get in trouble, just go to Uber, go to Lyft, or get a designated driver. If you're in trouble, Joseph Lazara has criminal defense for any minor crime, including DUI, in fact, any crime at all. Joe is a great guy. He's not going to judge you. He's going to fight for you and preserve your rights. 303-429-6200. LazaraLegal.com. Joe Lazara is on my referral list at referralist.com.
from the...
Good man. Okay, what they say,
I'm used to hearing it.
Yeah. At that point in your life, I think you have.
You what now?
He gets no respect.
I thought we were getting weather.
Why would he?
He's the Rodney Dangerfield. He's the Rodney Dangerfield of auto transmissions.
Hey, and you have to share this with everyone. No further.
I get no respect.
A chance of victory mixed with a
I love Dangerfield. He's the Cat. Brilliant. With, what was the guy who played against?
Chevy Chase, Ted Knight.
Ted Knight was just fabulous.
Oh, that was the best. And then Caddyshack 2?
Oh my God, it was horrible.
Sequels
What
are
was
so
Ted Knight in? Well, it didn't even have the same cast.
I know it.
Caddyshack?
Ted Knight?
Yeah. He was the guy who was playing against Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah, he was the stuck-up rich judge.
Well, one of his great quotes was, he needs ditch diggers too. When the guy was trying to get a scholarship.
I'll tell you what, it was funny. I mean,
Tell the chef that slow grade dog food.
I love.
He was fabulous. He had the
That's
music,
KH now, and then I have another one.
the music in his golf bag and stuff.
Let's just scrap the other one. We can't do another one, can we?
And when it comes to
That'll be 3 or...
their product, if you need windows, doors, what are you talking about?
Okay,
On
I just hear KH right now. I already did one. We have one more to go. That'll be 3 in one show.
You can get rid of it if you want, or we do like 145.
Let's play it by ear. I don't know.
Don't forget
I don't know if they actually volunteered this or if it's just being done to them. Mark, what do you think? Can you talk to Ted or
He's asking.
Yeah. He was on live.
I don't know. I haven't paid attention to how many I'm hearing.
There's 3. There's going to be 3 on your show.
2 lives and 1 recording?
Well,
for all we
that
know.
was recorded live.
I mean, okay.
There's 3.
I'll look at it.
Take it like it is and make it like you want it. You've heard that before, right?
I think you really got to watch out for people. Jesus.
Or what the options might be. Hi, Dan Cicchini, Done Right Kitchens and Baths.
Oh, I'm also going to
How about starting?
Do you flush your radiator, or you take off out of the, get the one
Oh, everything. You can do them with the teeth, or the new machines now don't do that anymore.
What about the reservoir?
Dad, they just need
Yeah,
to
you
call
have to
us. We can help.
there as well.
And now's the time.
You know,
but how do you get out of the block though? Must take out
Just poke a hole in the bottom and leaks right out.
Duh. Well, you don't poke it, you drill it.
then you get a cord.
And you'll see how your unique kitchen and bath fantasies will become your reality. Come on, folks, get her done.
Someday everything will run off air.
And even replace your windows and doors.
No moving parts.
303-7.
Sounds like a lot of dates, I think.
Yeah.
Everybody will just float.
We'll just write unicorns at that time.
No, this will be past that.
It's not about fake growth at all. Listen to Financial Engine's Investing Sense. Making sense of your investments, retirement, Social Security, and much more. Financial Engine's Investing Sense. Every Saturday morning at 6. Or visit investingsense.com. As a small business
We went together to
you really have first calls from your personal watch. But with
we went to a funeral in
business phone number
Nebraska.
and a business phone system from our
Dear
mobile.
friend,
So you can work
yeah, he's
smarter,
kind of a friend
not
anyway.
flash
He
and
shot himself.
calls, texts, even transcribes voice. Everything you need to simplify your business and stay responsive. With Grasshopper, there's no long-term contracts and customer support.
I didn't get. I'm gonna call. I told his wife I was gonna call her next week.
How old was he, Rolly?
57.
When you visit
Any kids?
grasshopper.com/radio.
3.
For many businesses,
That's kind of selfish. One access to highly qualified in the business
and you don't want to sign a long-term contract.
That's extremely selfish.
That's why you need Indeed.com, delivering 6 times more hires than any other job site, according to independent
Yes,
research.
no,
Indeed is offering new users a $50 credit to give their
God, not me. It just leaves those kids like, and the wife like, what the fuck did we do wrong?
Redeem this offer at Indeed.com/credit. That's Indeed.com/credit. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
Sean Hannity.
You never know what goes through people's minds.
Well, there's no doubt, but I mean, there's definitely a defect at that point because it's not human nature to do that. So, I mean, there definitely is some form of defect. Unless they're terminally ill or something. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, most humans don't look that way, right?
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. There's no easy way to talk about addiction, and that is why when the Raleigh House approached us and says, you know, we would like to advertise, but we want to do something different. You know, what are we going to do? Have a screaming deal or a special on addiction? It just doesn't work. And what do you know, there are no easy ways to talk about it. So we established this line. It's an action line. It's not a crisis line, but it's a community information line about addiction. So anything at all about addiction, and please tell people about it. You can call about any question you have on addiction, any substance, whether it's prescription drugs, alcohol, illegal hard drugs, meth, and then you can ask questions about mental health, about cost, about insurance, about length of time, about duration, about the Raleigh House treatment program, and any other treatment program, how they work and how they differ. Just ask, ask, ask. Information is what you need to help the addict in your life. The addict also can call directly. You can call with them. You can call with a family member. You can call more than once. Please take a step to end that terrible cycle in your life. 720-893-5559, 720-893-5559. And I've said this before, if you're an addict directly and you want to talk to me, write to us live at troubleshooter.com and I'll call you back. If you just don't even feel like talking to anyone right now, the Raleigh House is there, but you can write live at troubleshooter.com and ask me to call you and I'll call you. That's for an addict directly. Okay? Let's go to the phones again and keep going. What do you do? Scott wants to know about his, he was asking us a dependable or a little car, practical, $2,000, and really you're not going to find it. Unless someone's listening, and I ask them to write to us at live at troubleshooter.com is an email address. And when you write to us about a car, tell us what it is if you're willing to let it go for $2,000. Now, most of the time, you're not going to find anything dependable. And if you buy something with over 100,000 miles, there's a good likelihood that you will have occasional problems if it was well maintained. If you buy something over 150,000 miles, there's an absolute possibility, you're going to have some problems, and over 200,000 miles, you will have major problems. Am I saying?
For the most part.
Yes.
There's exceptions to the rule. There's people out there that do certainly take care of vehicles, and they'll go forever if you do.
Yeah, of course. Now, Scott, you were starting to talk about something else.
Yeah, I was going to see maybe get one of your mechanic guys that come out and look at cars and have him come out. I've got a Dodge Durango that's ran really good for me, and I'm thinking maybe just give her that.
That's how many miles on it? How many miles?
It's got 126.
And how long have you had it?
I've had it for 4 years.
Okay, and have you maintained it well?
Oh yeah, I oil change it and all that.
Is there anything wrong with it?
Not really. No, I mean the windows. A couple. To
me, that sounds like a great deal for your daughter.
Why even check it out though if you're going to give it to her?
Well, because I want to make sure it's going to be okay. I don't want to have to give it to her and then down the road I'm paying all this money to fix it so it stays
SOS
running.
inspection.
Somebody with a conscience, isn't that great?
Yeah, I've listened to you guys for 14 years now.
Thank you.
And it's like, I know there's always somebody out there, and I'm just wondering, I just thought I'd give a shout out.
Okay, so I would do that for sure. SOS inspections. Norris, he's a great guy. Now, don't forget the car at Purifoy for $11,499, I believe it was, wasn't it? Or 10? What was it?
No, it was 11 something.
11 something. You got a call on that used car. That was great, and they still have it. 303-659-8311. Today is the day you break the stranglehold of.
I'm going to buy some Bank of America. Damn, I missed the box.
What did the other day do to you, Mark?
It killed everybody, man. I mean, I was down. All my, some accounts I'd never sell out of. I wouldn't sell. I'm not going to change my set and stuff like that just because the market's down. But everything 20,000. But I'm up 60,000 for less than a year. So I mean, what do you do? I mean, it's pay to play. I can't complain. Well, I mean, I can, but it's not. It never gets me anywhere.
Yeah, that's never be okay with Jay. It's an easy way to get it and get it in his house. Okay. So. I use mine hard with my 2000 shape hard.
Yeah. All I did was swap Microsoft and Bank of America.
Unforgiving machine.
Because I took a profit and stuff on Microsoft. Not much. I had a $10,000 profit like a week ago.
Really, that last minute's a bitch. Still, if you really sail.
Well, banks aren't going to worry me too much anyhow because of interest rate pops. So I'm trying to ride the other side of this. Plus, it evened out my buy. I don't think she's right. I don't think it's down what she just said.
What'd she say?
222. I'm gonna look right now.
No, it was up when I was coming down here.
Oh no, it was down over.
It was up in the if you left in the morning, it was up.
Yeah, it was running right
Anything?
No.
This is your water pipe.
Do you mind if I grab that?
Don't know.
So, you didn't get through them? The moving company, I spoke with Peggy, and she said that she tried them earlier, and they disconnected their number, and I got a busy signal.
Who disconnected?
That was the B-52
Really?
van lines or whatever.
Moving companies are they just don't do anything. It's stall.
When you were talking about that, Casey's used the same company twice, I know of, I think maybe 3 times, and it's always been the same guy with the truck and a helper. And I always, both the time I helped him, I thought this guy was one of the most conscientious people.
That's rare, but that's an exception, so let us know who it is. Let us know who it is when you remember, okay? Because I want to pursue them. I like to pursue good companies, especially in the moving industry.
Boy, about wrapping stuff or anything, they were so thorough. I thought at the time it was overkill for myself, but she'll know what that was.
Now, what are these,
What do they call that?
what is this accusation?
Not reimbursement.
Oh, his chief of, not his chief, but somebody on his staff, domestic.
What are you talking about?
When you're ordered of restitution.
Because whether you're making updates to
Isn't all that stuff just incredible? After a while, it just blows my mind.
There's not one station that gives you the actual straight scoop.
That's not true.
Yeah, it is.
MSNBC.
Even Hannity, you get on Hannity.
No, he's pretty cool.
No,
I think that Seth Meyers does the best job of objectivity.
I do too. My favorite politician is probably Nancy Pelosi as well.
Yeah.
You hear she had the record speech on
She's a straight
time
shooter.
San Francisco. Where else?
You've got this hard on for these Californians. They're good people.
Great people.
It's a sanctuary state. Where else?
Actually, the only sanctuary part is the coastline people. Everybody else.
You got to see that poor football player, man, got killed with his Uber driver by that illegal. Guy got kicked out of the country twice before, came back in. DUI, killed the guy on Monday or over the weekend.
What state?
I don't remember what state.
Pro football player?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll look it up. But the guy's been in and out, snuck into the country twice, ejected twice, snuck back in, and this happened. NFL player.
It's available to active duty military and spouses as well.
Right here, charges filed against undocumented immigrant for drunk driving death of Colts linebacker.
And customize a loan program to fit your needs. Just call 303-695.
Yeah, so they were pulled over, well off the highway. I mean, way off the highway.
This guy blows into him.
This guy just veered way off the street, literally runs over both of them. The cop found part of the one guy. They didn't say if it was a linebacker or the other guy on the other side of the highway. I mean, it's not like he hit the car. He hit these guys doing 70 or 80. And another truck ran over him.
Unbelievable. When did it happen?
The last week.
They killed him, obviously.
Oh my God, yeah. They'll be closed casket.
Did you hear that deal with Josh McDaniels from the Patriots? He said he was going to go to the Colts, accepted the head coach position.
Wasn't he our coach?
Didn't sign the contract. And they turned around and offered him a better deal to stay in Patriots. Okay, see you later. Screwed them out of other people that were looking at the head coach position.
Well, they can go.
You remember Josh McDaniels? He came here. So all of our stuff, secrets and play schemes, went back to Patriots.
He came from the Patriots.
Oh, he got fired here, though. He got fired.
Yeah, but he got a lot of stuff.
I'll tell you another thing. Josh knows that Belichick is going to be retired.
That's why he wanted to stay. I'm sure they said.
He basically said Belichick's going to go.
But when you take over a dynasty like that, you have a big problem. You can only go down.
Yes, you're right.
In that scenario, I agree, man. You cannot go up.
And he was a terrible general manager here. Terrible. He made the worst trades. Josh McDaniels.
He was a GM.
They brought him in.
He was coach
and GM.
When?
And he had never coached before. Here.
He was the GM.
He was GM and coach.
See that term?
Really mess up your life. But Rocky Mountain
Isn't it fucking nuts? So 500 point swings all day long.
Well,
Well, that's why I bought BAC. I said, fuck it. I'm losing long term on a lot of these. I might as well start day trading these damn jumps every 6 minutes. I'm watching some of these stocks drop a buck in 30 seconds and back up. I hit the right one. I can make up for the fucking loss.
This is the Troubleshooter Show.
What the hell was that? It sounded like a banjo. Was I the only one that heard that?
No, I heard it. I don't know what it is. Okay, guys.
Help me if you can.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. It's car day. This hour brought to you by Fix It 24/7. We have been on the air now for nearly 40 years, solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints. In fact, you know what we do? We recover in cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, and service hundreds of millions of dollars over the years for people. And if you need help, give us a call. That's the theme of the show. Help, help, help. Whether you like me or not really doesn't matter because I facilitate the show. We also have the referral list of great members, and they become our experts and our advocates. Today we have Car Day. We have some of those members in here. And speaking of members, Fix It 24/7 has a special $739 off the installation of a furnace. Why $739? They like $39. They do the $39 furnace tune-ups. They do the $39 get the licensed tech to your home for HVAC or plumbing to diagnose, and they waive that. You get the stuff fixed. And now they're doing $739 off a furnace. And by the way, their furnaces, completely installed with warranty, will be the best value you find anywhere for the same work and the same product. I guarantee it. Fix It 24/7. You won't find better for less at all. You won't find comparable for less at all. And now you get that best price with $739 taken off it. That's Fix It 24/7, and that is the place to go. Fix It 24/7. You know what their website is? FixMyHome.com. I just can't believe. Where do you find Fix My Home? How do you get that? FixMyHome.com.
You pay for it.
720-526-3939. 720-526-3939. Speaking of the referral list, Rolly Purefoy's here, the first member on the referral list ever. And he's here to talk about cars along with Al Aramis of Pro Auto Care, and we have Jeff Vick from Kimmer Transmission. We've been talking about a lot of car stuff, but now, oh yeah, we still have one, and then we have other calls as well. I'll get to David. Go ahead. What's going on, David?
I have a question on gear lube oil for the pumpkin or the rear end in a truck. I was wondering what brand of oil would be the best. Or
This is a pretty good question. What brand?
For the most part, if you stick with a good name brand that you're familiar with, like your Valvolines and your Pennzoils, you're going to be doing just fine. Now, particularly on the Fords, however, I do recommend you go to Ford and you get, if you've got a posi traction in the rear, which most of those did, get Ford's posi traction Motorcraft additive to go in it. It's the green stuff. It stinks really, really badly. Ford's had a lot of problems with their differential clutches over the last several years. I recommend 2 bottles in there in order to keep those things healthy.
Same with GM.
Is that what they consider the friction modifier?
Correct.
Why do they have, are they secret sauces?
They do. They have, as far as the posi additive?
Yeah, I mean, when you say use the OEM.
Yeah, it is a motorcraft. It does have its own secret sauce.
And
yes,
same
it
with
does.
GM.
Same with GM.
Yeah.
The little clutches in the posies will chatter.
It really means something to go with the GM or the Ford.
Yes, because of the type of material
All
they
right.
use for the clutch.
And that's for...
In addition, the limited slips in the General Motors, Dodge, and many, it's very good to put the additive package in those as well.
So
Okay.
Mine is a 2015 Ford F-150, and on the dash of the vehicle, it has a button that I can push. I think it somehow maybe locks up the rear end. Is that considered a limited slip?
You'll want to put that additive in there, yes.
That's a positive traction, right? That he presses that button and
Positive
it locks.
traction is actually a General Motors term.
Okay.
Posi-track. It gets used overall, but limited slip, posi-track, it's all
what
the
it
same.
means is it locks the two together, right?
Right. It allows a certain amount of slippage before it binds the other side and forces it to turn.
Okay, so, David, you also had a weird question about your dipstick.
Yeah, about the transmission. I can't seem to be able to find anywhere to check the transmission fluid in the Ford F-150.
When a man can't find his dipstick, we got problems. Where do you find it?
But Jeff can help.
Yeah, Jeff can. Yeah, you're going to have to get underneath that thing because there is no dipstick for it.
Really?
That is
Where do
actually something that is most of the manufacturers are going this
No,
way.
okay, when you say get underneath it, where do you check?
You check at the transmission itself. Most of the vehicles anymore with the newer transmissions, we have to pump the fluid in.
So wait, so you what? Open up the side of it and put your finger in it?
On this particular one, yeah, you'll have an orifice there, and you fill it up while it's running at certain temperatures, and you're waiting until it drains out.
While you're under it?
Yeah.
Oh, crap. That's not as easy as it used to be. So basically, do you guys, like if somebody pulled in and wanted to check that, do you charge for that?
No, to look at the fluid level, no. But here's another one. Like even on some of the Chryslers, they'll actually put the tube there, but there is no dipstick there. There's nothing to check it with.
Weird.
And so we get to buy a special dipstick that we have hanging on our shelf.
$80.
All right. Lyle, what's happening with you? Suzanne said this was urgent. Lyle? Boy. So,
Yes.
Okay, brother, what's happening?
So, hang on here. Sorry.
Yeah.
I purchased a security system.
Okay.
Had it installed. While they were installing it, they hit a electrical wire in my wall.
Oh, okay.
Knocked out a circuit.
Mm-hmm. Now, did they remove? Usually, it goes right back to normal if it just pierced the casing, or did they have to
Yeah.
open it up and fix it?
Well, I'm trying to get them to fix it at this point.
So when they were putting a nail in, I take it.
No, they were drilling a hole.
Okay. When they drilled it, then they probably hurt the wire, destroyed it. Probably.
Yeah.
How much damage?
Totally. How much? Well, it took out an entire circuit in my house.
You know, I got to tell you, in a way, this is a weird thing to say. In a way, they are and they're not responsible because wires are supposed to be put in such a way that they're attached to studs. It's code. And the reason for that is so you don't just go putting nails in the wall and hit wires. That you either are on the stud or you're a few inches away from the stud to clear the wires. The wires are either on the left or right side of the stud. So in a way, if that was an errant wire, how are they wrong? What did they do wrong? They just drilled.
Well, they actually were above the cavity. I have a two-story house, and so they were drilling the hole for the camera outside. And he missed the cavity. He actually hit like the plate of the wall where the wire.
Okay, kind of. So in other words, they are responsible, as you're saying. So they won't fix it?
Oh no! Well, it's taken them a long time, but finally, they got a quote from an electrician to come out.
Well, okay, they got to open the wall. Where are they going to get access to the wire? It's an easy splice once it's open.
Yeah, well, there's two choices. Since it's up so high, they can either go through my ceiling and wall on my first level or go up on the second level, pull up the carpeting, and cut through the flooring.
That's the easiest and best way.
Yeah, I would
Why
agree.
can't they do it from outside? They can't?
I have a stuccoed house.
Okay, you don't want to do that.
I don't want to
Through the floor is better.
Okay, so they finally have an electrician lined up to do it, but they want me to sign essentially a release of claims form prior to them doing the repair.
Well, what does it say?
I sent you.
I read it. It's fine.
Okay, can I? What does it say, Mark?
It's a standard release. It's only talking about this incident or anything before
That
it.
he doesn't want any more money for it.
Well, long as it's $1,200 to actually fix it, it's good.
Okay, bro. Let's see. Okay. Let me see if there are any red flags here. It's in regard to the electrical repair. Today's date, receiving a signed copy. And so basically saying in return, you agree to release or forever discharge the company and its subsidiaries from all current, of all that, from what? What are you releasing from? From any manner of action, cause of action, suits, debts, sums of money, accounts, bills, contracts, promises, damages, judgments, executes, all this other stuff in law or equity, unknown, asserted or unasserted, against, or all of them, basically. So they're just saying, in relation to this, you're releasing them of that. But it says, here's what it says, though. In return, that's in the amount of $1,200. So if it's going to cost, as Mark just said, that's the key issue. Yes, for $1,200 you will if it fixes it. But I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
Yeah, what is it the electrician
before
shows
the work
up?
was done.
I would hire, here's what I would do. I would hire a guy to do it. And then whatever the bill is, I'd sue him for it. Or if it's $1,200 or less, I'd sign it. If it's not, tell him it's $2,000.
But I'd get at least a couple estimates. You know, Plumline will go out there for, how much is it for the fine, fix, or free?
Yeah, that's true. For that electric, it's $149, fine, fix, or free. If they can't do it for $149, which includes the parts, and of course with electrical, it's usually the parts are minimal. So if they can't fix it, they give you a complete written estimate, and then that estimate is what you go by. But since they're not in the construction business, I will tell you that they're going to probably be more expensive, and most home services company will be more expensive than you can actually have it done for. Let me explain what I'm talking about. That opening, electricians don't want to mess with it. You're paying for a Cadillac when you just need a VW. You don't need a licensed electrician to open that cavity. You can have a handyman do that, have the electrician splice it, or even a handyman can splice it and put it back together. You don't need a high-powered electric. This is not a big deal. This is splicing a wire and repairing a wire inside a wall. So I think $1,200 should be adequate, especially if you're going through the floor, because then you just put the plug back in the floor. You're not really talking about any cosmetics at all. You put the carpet back down. So it should be enough, but you don't know that. The person who gave the estimate for $1,200, who is it? Is it someone you picked or someone they picked?
They picked.
Okay, well, you have to tell them that you're willing to sign this release in exchange for $1,200 and or what it takes to fix according to their guy. I mean, or something like that. You can't possibly sign beforehand. What if he opens it up and he finds that they mangled the wire so badly that it's going to cost more because they have to open up another section? Then they're going to say, sorry, you released us for $1,200. Listen, they sound like they're trying to be cooperative. So
it does sound like they're trying to help.
So even though it took a while.
Saying that, we've had a lot of complaints against that company.
Yeah, we
a
have.
lot.
Really?
Not complaints like this, but
Really?
we've
And
had
more high-pressure sales. Remember the lady and the sales guy that was telling the neighbors that she had barn animals in her yard?
You can't make it up.
God.
Yeah.
Okay, so just negotiate that. That's it. You just want to make sure it's covered. If it's covered, you release them.
But the release is fine.
Yes.
So, to sign that prior to the repair?
No. I just told you, unless you're positive it can be fixed for $1,200, no. The only part of this agreement that's bad is you don't know what it will take to fix it. Instead of the amount, just put in
repaired properly.
Vivint will pay Lentz Electric or whoever you pick, okay, contractor of your choosing, the amount sufficient to fix the problem. And in exchange, we will. I mean, they just have to pay the bill. Just tell them that's the only hang-up. You don't want to be tied to $1,200. What if they open it up and find more trouble? That's the issue. We don't have to say it over and over. That's the main issue right there.
Fix it, make it work.
Yes.
Didn't talk about it.
All right. So, I hope you...
I want to tell you something real quick.
Okay.
This is how crazy this market is. About an hour and a half ago, I was down 8,700 in one account. Okay, just for the day, Tom.
Yeah.
I am now up probably $2 or $3 grand.
In one day?
It's a $11,000 swing. No, within 2 hours.
Okay, but most people don't sit on their accounts like that. They will ride this out for a month.
Yeah.
You know, most people in their retirements and stuff. Okay, so I'm being waved at, told I need to take a break. Frank Duran, the real estate man. No matter what the market's doing, he'll do the best for you. He does. He outperforms the market all the time when it comes to selling homes. When it comes to buying, he knows he finds places before they go on the market. He finds them slightly after they're expired. He knows how to ferret out the deals. I love Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. No exaggeration, like a brother. And you will never go wrong using Frank and his team. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, especially listing and selling. 303-920-1622.
From the L&L Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic
Let's start
Center.
off with the good news. That earlier I'm already up a buck on fucking Bank of America in less than 15 minutes.
Mark, no one does that shit. No one babies
Both
like
directions
that.
of I-270 approaching that Traverse City area. Watch out for that.
Do you do it, Dan?
Westbound 6th Avenue.
Not to the extent he does do it.
Watch out for a bit of slowing on the eastbound 6th Avenue ramp southbound I-25.
No, huh?
Up to the minute traffic updates on your route. Download the new Total Traffic app powered by Traffic Karma. The weather forecast.
Hey, Tom.
Fog and drizzle today. Chilly. A high of...
Did you decide you want to do that other case?
Election. No, sir, it is not. They hacked the DNC, but that did not change a vote. Join me Friday at 4 for more Irreverent Talk Radio.
Become the banker. That is a slogan.
That has been made popular by Joe Chiano and company for selling life insurance policies, but their goal isn't to get you insured, it's to get you the vehicle to overfund. And I get more questions about this commercial than anyone I do. It's a very simple concept. It's very conservative. It's an investment everyone can get into for minimal dollars, like $250 a month or more. Okay, but you just to start out, you get the policy, and the purpose is to overfund the policy, to build up a cash value in order to borrow from it instead of your credit card. But when you pay yourself interest, it builds up even more. You're paying yourself interest. The point is to get a lump sum at some point later in your life that you borrow from to help as an auxiliary to your Social Security and other benefits. And you borrow it, never pay it back, so you don't pay tax on it. The death benefit pays it back. It's really a sound concept, but check it out. BecomeTheBanker.info. I have a video there and a link to sign up for seminars next week. They're really nice, enjoyable seminars, and they answer all your questions. If you want to call directly, 303-779-6600, 779-6600. Sean, what's going on with you, Sean? Welcome. What's happening?
Hey, Tom. I've got a question about my health insurance.
Yeah.
I've got Cigna, and I've got it through the health exchange. And
yes.
I've actually had it for over a year, and back in November, I got a letter saying that my current plan I had was expiring, but here's a new one that's comparable. Sign up for it. Your doctor is, still.
Yeah, I got the same. I got the same thing, but not from Cigna. But they're all they change yearly. So what happened?
Right. So about a couple weeks ago, I got a letter from them saying that my doctor is now no longer being covered by them.
That happens
all the
now,
time.
Do you think they did that on purpose? I don't. Is that what you're alluding to, that they did that just to get you to sign up?
Well, I don't think that they did it on purpose, but the fact that, back in November, it's, you've got your doctor that you've had for, I've had this doctor for 6 years, and now they're saying,
I would call that a life-changing.
When I signed up,
I would call that a life-changing event or a trigger event. They may not do it, but I would try to get another policy.
Well, that's what I'm wondering is how. I mean, I tried calling them, and they pretty much Cigna told me to contact the exchange.
I bet Integra would know.
And
that's why I always tell people to go to Integra Insurance. They're brokers. I frankly don't even know how they can make money with what insurance pays for commissions. I mean that. I don't know how they do it, because the attention they give to customers. And you won't get an answer like, well, call Cigna or call the exchange. They'll help you personally. Now,
I think he's screwed, though, but I'd like to know what John says.
You might be screwed because it's probably not a life-changing event. But I don't know how strict they are. I really don't know how strict they are.
Well, let's take it down the road. What happens if your doctor died? Is that a life-changing event?
I don't know. That's a good question. Hold on. We'll try to get an answer for you. Okay, Rolly, Jeff, Al, our car experts, what's the average lifespan of a catalytic converter on a 2002 1500 Silverado, or basically in general. I don't think that year would matter. What is the lifespan?
If they're treated right, they'll go forever.
They can. I'll be smart, Alec, and say 5 years, 5 o'clock, whichever comes first.
Well,
no. He's asking for a real... Here is what is detrimental to the life of a catalytic converter. Right. That's the better question. Okay. When you make it work overtime extra hard, when it is taking fuel and literally burning it and reaching such high levels, or if you're leaning it, that's in the computer control. So the computer control requires certain things, okay? There are simple things like air filters, keep the mass airflow sensor correct, cleaning the injection system, making sure that the car's running properly.
Proper maintenance.
Yeah, spark plugs play so big.
With proper maintenance, it can go forever.
It can go forever
for the life of the car.
Absolutely.
All right, John Jones with Integra Insurance. John, listen, this is a good one. What if a guy, he gets Cigna insurance because his doctor's there? It's the only reason he gets it. They say to him, our insurance is changing. We're ending the plan you have. You have to get a new plan. Here it is, and your doctor is still covered. He buys it, and a few months later, his doctor is no longer covered. Now, that seems like a bait and switch. I don't think they did it on purpose. Is that considered a life-changing event if I say, hey, I needed this doctor. I want to go where he is, or not?
Unfortunately, Tom, it's not a life-changing event.
So
these doctors can come and go out of networks. And obviously in this case,
like the wind.
The doctor decided he was no longer, and I would assume it's probably an individual product like Cigna Connect. Is that correct?
Sean?
Yes, it was. Yeah, I was informed that they no longer.
Which one? What plan do you have?
Plan.
Okay. Who notified you?
It was my doctor's office.
Did the doctor tell you when they dropped it?
Well, it was both. I got a letter from Cigna saying, hey, we may no longer carry it, but we're not sure. And then about a week later, I got a letter.
That doesn't. None of that matters. I just need to know when your doctor knew. I want to know if they tricked you. Did your doctor just make that decision, or had he known about it for months?
I mean, I was just informed of it just yesterday, and I got the letter from Cigna last week saying we may or may not drop it, and then they sent another letter.
I understand that. We don't really care. Okay, the letters aren't. What's important is when he found out. That's the only thing we care about.
I don't even think it matters.
No, I meant if you wanted to make a claim that Cigna tricked you into signing. If you're, that's all I mean. It doesn't matter how many letters they sent. It matters when did your doctor make the decision. Did you find out when he made the decision, Sean? Did you?
Yeah, it was yesterday. Then I don't
think that there's anything you can do. Unfortunately, I think it sucks, John Jones. So basically, your coverage could change, and you're stuck.
No, your doctors.
Open enrollment, unless you, of course, you want to look at some of the other options outside of the exchange.
Now, if you go outside the exchange, are you penalized for it?
No, just like on these faith-based programs.
Oh, okay.
They're ACA exempt, and they may have his doctor in the network.
Yeah, but John, even if they're not ACH exempt now, there's no fine anymore, right?
But the fine disappears in 2019.
So Sean, there is no downside, Sean, for you dropping it and picking up a private plan somewhere. There's no, and really, the exchange doesn't give you any better deals. In fact, I don't know why they even have non-exchange plans if they were trying to get everyone to do the exchange. John?
Obviously, people that go to the exchange, they're trying to get tax credits, so I would assume Sean probably gets a tax credit.
Do you get a tax credit, Sean?
I do.
Yeah, a big one, right?
Yes. Because I don't make a whole lot.
Okay, then you're not. That's the reason, John. I'm sorry. That's what I forgot. The only way to get the tax credits is to go through the exchange.
That's correct.
So, Sean, it would hurt you if you dropped it, and you could talk your doctor into getting back on it. I don't know. I mean, some doctors will do that for a patient.
Yeah, but they're probably not making any money, man.
So anyway, I don't know what to tell you, but you are stuck with it. That's the bottom line. You're stuck with it until you have a life-changing event. 303-713-TALK. I don't understand this about this. Greg, you have a Range Rover you're calling about?
I do.
The worst value in a vehicle you could ever have, but not that it matters to you. No, they're terrible, but as value and what you get for the money. But let's help you. What's going on with your 2010 Range Rover?
Just got a quick question. I've got a 2010
HSC Range Rover, and needs brakes on the front. So I called over to Land Rover, and they're talking $1,000. And I've talked to another mechanic, and he says, yeah, he's talking $850.
Yeah.
Do they have to use actual Range Rover parts? Is that true, or can you use different?
I don't know if they make do they make an aftermarket? If they do, what would be wrong with it, guys? What do you think?
Yeah, there's aftermarket out of Europe. There are companies. Yeah, there are. What basically the cost of his stuff is because they're changing the rotors out.
And the deal. Oh,
yeah,
the dealers
require change out of rotor.
Now the dealers are saying they have to use genuine OEM, and they probably do.
Well, they do because that's what they're held in bond.
I don't think they have to. Rolly, do you have to use OEM?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
No, but do you make more money using OEM?
Not necessarily, but the quality is better with OEM.
What if they?
That's what they were telling me.
But what if Land Rover tells them you must use OEM?
Must?
They can't dictate that,
No, they
Rolly?
can't dictate that unless there's a warranty clause that says.
Okay,
that
I get you. I get you.
Well,
They're
in warranty, you're going to use OEM.
So as it stands right now, let's get right down to it. He doesn't have to use OEM, and he can go somewhere else. But you're saying it's going to be expensive anyway, Al, because of the rotors.
Yeah, you have to do them. Just like many of the Audis.
You always have to do the
BMW.
rotors?
Yeah, there's no turning them. It's replacement.
Okay, so that's it. You got to replace your rotors.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because they were telling me it wouldn't work right.
What wouldn't work right?
If I didn't use OEM, they said it wouldn't.
What Al is saying is if they make a replacement, you can buy a replacement. There's no law against it, but the problem is the expense is probably coming from the rotors themselves, and can you find rotors aftermarket?
Yeah, that's what I'm calling in right now. I'm pretty sure we have a source to it. I don't have it in front of me.
You might want to check out 303 Pro Auto. That's the phone number.
Call them. Have them give you a price. Absolutely.
Yeah, just give them a price. Yeah. Okay, we have to do this quick thing. And we talked about one of the most extraordinary retirement assisted living homes. Now, this is a home where groups live together. You can live together and have your own room, or you can share a room with a roommate, or husband and wife can live together. It's wonderful. Or sisters can live together. You can go into this home, and it's all in about $4,000 to $5,000 total meals, recreation, home, everything. And they specialize in Alzheimer's, dementia, and memory care. As well, of course, you don't have to have those conditions. They have homes without those conditions. And it's open to anyone. 2 in Centennial, 1 in Wheat Ridge. They had, this is very rare, they had 10 openings. I think they filled some, but they have some openings. You get great value and beautiful homes. They have built these homes themselves to fit the need. They are not homes that are adapted for assisted living. You will absolutely love it. 303-795-0784. That's goldenorchard.com, 303-795-0784.
So that's the total bills for
Yeah. Can you believe it? That's for everything. I think we need to throw in there they take insurance, right? Oh, yeah. Medicare. Is what you mean. Yeah. Or long term, I guess they would take too.
Trader Scott Shalati of TJM Europe says, don't worry, this is just a case of stocks being overpriced.
Whatever means
Tom's trading out with them.
We still have good fundamentals.
Yeah.
Well, guess what, folks? Newsflash, we rally for
We're all going to get
It's almost down, what, 3%?
Not me.
No, it's even.
Is that even?
Yeah.
I bought a shitload at the bottom today. I hit it right. Well, I won't say a shitload, but so.
Good for you.
Did you by chance, the gentleman looking for $2,000 vehicle, did you write his name down?
Bill O'Reilly.
$2,000 bill? Yeah, we already talked about that.
What did you see about Bill O'Reilly?
He was the guy
I don't get to see the name on there, so if I don't catch it, I don't get it.
Are you putting your retirement savings in a 401k,
Did Craig?
IRA, or investment account?
This is it.
I have one word of advice.
I got some questions. Was the killers killer?
They were wonderful.
Okay, I was wondering if they were killers.
Oh, yeah, they're always killer.
Okay, check it.
Every time I see them.
Every time. Yeah, I don't have
That was like 12th time, I think.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Do you like go back to like 20 years back or something? Or?
No, just 10.
He has a daily podcast.
I might listen to that. Is it
I
good,
may
Rolly?
only go 2 nights in a row. row.
Did he?
Like,
He
yeah,
loves
he
you.
goes
He
every
loves you.
Yeah.
Well, you went Saturday night.
In the past, we've done 2 nights in a row. We've done Boulder and then waited all in line all day in Denver for the next day.
That's tomorrow. Daddy the cat said in his head, well, honey, I'm going to go buy myself and use this, that, and the other. Of course, honey, go ahead. I need new guns. I need new cool. Whatever.
No, I had a great time. It was a lot of fun.
Well, you guys heard that was on about it. I wanted to go to it.
Guess what? She called back and she's like, I just have a lot of anxiety about going on the air. When Tom called me, I emailed you the phone number. She lost her son in July. And it's
Where? Across the highway.
So I said to give it a few
Mandolin Bay,
days.
the new radio
Call
station.
her.
That's where they shut everybody up.
I didn't ask. It's weird. I don't want to be nosy, Tom, but I wanted to know, like, gosh, what kind of addiction? But
I think it's going to be the hottest venue in the NFL, in my opinion.
I totally agree.
It's next to the county.
Well, not only that, all the Broncos go there. Like to say, hey, let's go to there and do a Vegas.
How much were they?
$100 down, get your name to consider. You got to put in what section you're thinking about buying. Lower field, upper lower.
Okay, do they give any guesses?
They said the pricing is not out to be considered to be able to purchase tickets for the Las Vegas Raiders. $100 down. I put it down. I believe it's going to be the hottest ticket in the NFL.
Absolutely agree.
But in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
The new stadium is over the top.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713.
303-713 Talk. Alish, what's happening, Alish? I'm Tom. How can we help you, dear?
Hi, Tom.
Hey.
This is, I'm going through a divorce, and I want to find out how to do a home ownership, how to transfer the ownership of my house.
Okay, now, usually that's taken care of by your attorneys and the divorce decree, but I want to ask a few things, Alish. Do you have an attorney?
No, we did a pro se.
Okay, both of you did. You did a pro se and you agreed to everything.
Yes, and
okay, that's very good.
The house ownership to me.
Okay, now you say the court. You said you did it yourselves, right? And what do you mean the court awarded you? You didn't agree to it?
No, we did. We proposed a settlement to distribution of assets, and they signed off on it.
Now, who's on the loan?
We both are.
Now, that's going to be a problem. If you transfer ownership, you trigger a due on sale clause, even though it's not a sale.
So I only have like half a year to go on that mortgage before it's paid off.
Oh, then don't worry about it. You can do it. The easiest way for that situation is a quit claim deed. And now, it's not quick like fast. It's quit as in I quit.
Quit, right.
So it's a quit claim deed. And what is happening is your wife is quitting her right to that ownership. And so she writes you a quit claim deed. You can pick one up anywhere. You can get one online, have it filled out the proper way, and it's done. You file it with the county. It's easy.
Oh, okay.
Because there's no title insurance, there's no title searches, nothing. Because what a quit claim deed, I can legally, ethically, and quickly write you a quit claim deed right now to the Empire State Building and file it in New York, and it will be legal. Absolutely legal. And it will be filed as a quit claim deed from me to you. Okay? I can do it. I can quit claim anything I want to you, and it will be legal. Now, how is that, you should be asking? Because what you're actually doing, and the reason it's fast, is because I am granting you my interest. So it doesn't need a title search. It doesn't need anything unless you're paying for it. Usually quit claims deeds are not usually paid for. It's when you want to do interfamily transfers or friend-to-friend transfers because you're not paying for it. So you only care that I am giving you my ownership. If my ownership is 0, then I'm quit claiming nothing to you. If my ownership is 10%, I'm quit claiming 10%. If my ownership is free and clear, I'm quit claiming free and clear. If my ownership has a lien on it, I'm quit claiming it with a lien. So that's why it's so clean and fast.
She'll still owe on the note if you happen to default in the next year and a half.
Right. You said you only have 6 months left, then she will. She's still on the note. If has she asked you to take her off the note?
No, she has not.
Okay, well, then you're lucky, because if she goes to buy something, she's going to find out in a hurry that they're not going to probably give her a loan if she's on that one.
That's right. If she goes to try to buy her own house, they're going to see that open mortgage.
And then you're going to have to do a new loan. But a quitclaim deed is fine.
Okay. And,
now, here's the other thing. That quitclaim deed is very important to do before you pay it off. Because once it's paid off and there's no more lien, she would own half of it if you don't get that quitclaim deed.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. And do I need to get my deeds and reissued in my name only?
No. I just told you a quitclaim deed is on file. And it has
so as long as that's on file, then that...
It amends it amends it. Yes, it does. Now, after it is completely all paid off, if you want, you can have the title corrected. You don't have to, but you can.
Well, if it's all paid off, too, go to the bank and get a copy of your canceled promissory note and get everything else.
That should be all automatic. They should send all that to you. But you should, as Mark said, get a cancellation. They literally give you the original note. In fact, if they can't, and a lot of people now, with all the transfers of notes that go back and forth, they don't get their original note. And what they don't understand is that lender owes them that original note or must put up a bond for it. And I'll venture to say 50% of the people out there don't have their original notes back.
There was a lot lost in 9/11.
Yeah.
When the towers went down, a lot of original notes.
Did they keep them there?
Yes.
Really? Wow, I didn't know that. Actually, Jan, what's going on?
Yeah, hi, Tom. I've got a 2001 Toyota Highlander, and the first issue is I've got some strange noises coming from the front end. And my tech tells me that finding noises can take a career.
And an oil leak. I hate oil leaks.
Yeah, and those are usually more readily identifiable. But he came back and said he believes that it's the inner tie rod ends. This is a front-wheel drive Highlander, and that maybe there's some clunking there, whatever. We should replace the steering rack.
Well, hell, with a 2000, you said? Is it a 2000?
2001.
Yeah, I mean, 15 years old, it very well could be. I mean, have you ever had front end work done?
No, not really.
How about service?
Well, it's maintained by the book, and it's only got 140,000 miles.
I want to weigh in. I specialize in strange. I'm part of the Tom Martino show.
And in Toyotas.
And Toyotas. So here's how you get to those things. There is something miraculous been invented.
What?
Under the sun, called electronic ears.
Microphone.
Exactly.
So what does that do, though?
Electronic ears is just a little monitor that you put in, you connect to a box, and you drive around with the car. As a matter of fact, I just had one.
Will it analyze the noise?
You hear it. You can pinpoint it. You put the microphone and clip it to the area that you're trying to find the noise.
And then what?
While you drive down the road, the thing's making a noise.
Yeah.
You put channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, up to 8.
Oh,
and you put microphones. Yeah.
They're all little tiny mics in different
Exactly.
areas.
You just have to know how to speak noise.
Yeah, we have that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Rolly does, yeah.
So then you narrow it down.
Hey, I used it on my knee because I was having a problem there and here. No,
but no, so
I'm on a roll today. Just take it easy.
So while you're driving, are you wearing a headset?
No, you put the monitor on the center console and you push the buttons. Never take your eye off the road, though.
Of course.
And
or you have a tech come with you.
Exactly. And it's
can you rent this kind of equipment?
Tom, everything under the sun is rentable, but you go to a good professional shop like Rolly's of mine or Jeff's, and you can get that handled. We can figure it out. That's what you do. That you invest that money to do this stuff because noises can waste money and time, and that's how we pinpoint. I found a bearing on a car that was making the most unbelievable crazy sound, and I fixed the vehicle recently for one of the dealers. They couldn't fix it.
So what does that equipment cost? Stuff like that, just out of curiosity.
It's $125. They start, and then you buy additional radios. It starts going up. The radios what costs.
You mean the mics?
Yeah, the radio mic. Yeah. It's like a pager. You clip it, and it's got an extension microphone, and that clips onto the
What I'd like to do, and I'm thinking about this, guys, seriously.
Go ahead.
To find an oil leak, I was thinking about clipping a GoPro. It's coming from the back of the engine. I can see. I want to put a GoPro inside the engine compartment.
It's been done.
Good. I'm going to do that then. And start it up and watch where it starts. But then, Jeff, maybe you can, when I come back, you can tell me about this powder trick I never heard of. And I need to put out the word about a car this guy's looking for his daughter, and all of that's coming right up.
From the L&L Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic
There's
Center.
quite a few.
It's a weird day.
No, the power kind of yeah, talking power work, and it's spreading around. It's not an area where you're getting a lot of fan.
So everything
like that.
it's basically a Wi-Fi.
Okay, so you spread it around the
no
area.
wires.
Yeah,
You just put it around.
Let's start leaking. Turn it off and go back, and you can trace it right back.
And imagine you record
the
it.
power gets wet. You just
Someone else can listen to it.
Yep, exactly.
Traveling towards Vasquez.
I kind of did that today. You do Google Marketing, but where it's coming from, there's nothing there except the seal.
And we're sure that nothing's cracked.
The gasket is bad. I mean, maybe I didn't put it on right. I don't know. Google, does that happen?
Sure. Sure. And then you don't suspect anything like a crack, block or anything like that.
No, but
they're not calling
You know, I feel
they're not
like
changing their 401k.
I feel like selling all my stock and just have one mutual dial that follows the dollar. Exactly. And you say get in, get out, get in, get out, get in, get out.
We hit a fair mark.
I don't need
I see on there.
but it's that's all. And then
look at the percentages that drop it.
12 review, 5%. They offer 9 one store. There's a void between here and here.
Look at there's Amazon. Amazon dropped like $200.
Yeah, but it's does it come out of here and go into? No more than it would come out of here. So, but if you look at this in a big area, that void.
When I'm doing this inlay, I would integrate with my management center.
There's a little hole in the case. I mean, I don't. Now this is where it's leaking. It always leaks. There's bolt here, and a bolt here. It always starts right up here and comes down.
And now, did these go through the case where it could be leaking up the threads?
Now, that is something I'm thinking of. That's exactly. Why would it start leaking? You have to pull them out and read.
Yeah, and you just put some aviation gasket on.
So the threads can leak, can't they? And it comes right out the screw hole and down. And that can leak a lot through the thread.
Oh, yeah.
Why do they do? So if it sat for 10 years and I didn't fix it, those studs could be dried out.
Yeah, or whatever they used on the seal before.
It sat that long?
Yeah. Oh, it runs like a top. I'm Tom Martino. So this guy's looking for a car. His daughter can only spend around $2,000. I know.
$1,000. I know. It's a pipe dream. But you might have an older car that runs great, and you might want to let us know live at troubleshooter.com. We have his information. Yes,
No,
Suzanne.
I don't. I need him to call the show.
Oh.
I might have a lead for him, Tom, but I didn't keep
We didn't get his
number.
information.
He
Shame,
needs to call
shame.
us. It wasn't Shane, was it?
No, I said shame, shame.
Oh.
Okay, so what was his name was looking for his daughter's car.
I don't know what his
no,
name is.
I have it down here somewhere.
Oh, you do? Good.
Somewhere I'll have it on my
At
notes.
least one of us is organized.
No, somewhere I just take quick notes. So I thought the guy who was...
I bet you lunch you don't have it.
The guy that was calling about his daughter's car, he wants a car for his daughter, and we want to figure it out. Okay, so I don't seem to have his
That's
name.
okay. Hopefully he calls
But anyway,
us.
give us a call, and we think we have a lead. Ken's got an oil leak comment. Finding an oil leak makes me old. I have one I'm chasing right now. Well, go ahead, Ken.
Hey, I know this is the all-knowing Tom. You probably already know this, but you ever use that dye?
Yeah, I did use it with the light, and I can see.
Yeah, with the black light. Yeah.
And I can see the area it's coming from, but there's too much in that area that I can't find the one spot. You know what I mean? I can find there's a stud. There's also where the generator hits the engine, and then there's an RPM housing. Cable housing. So I do see the area, but I can't see where, how do you know which one? That's the thing. It's such a pain. That dye is pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. Because if you get it pretty clean, I'll take a can of brake clean and spray out that area.
That's exactly
and then start
right.
it back up again. Get it nice and clean, and you keep a quick eye on it. You'll see it.
I've got a great idea.
What? Thank you.
So not only for your foot odor using foot spray, but if the one that comes with talc
That's what
yeah.
That's what he said.
That's what he just said. I missed. I'm not even paying attention to him.
Jeff said to use that. He said
during the break.
Use a little spray talcum.
But that actually is one of the best ways to find it. And here's another thing for you golfers out there: spray the golf head, and you'll see where you're hitting the ball, if you're hitting it in the sweet spot or not.
That's a cool idea.
Works wonderful.
But the GoPro wouldn't be bad to actually see it leaking, right? You know, seeing.
The problem with the GoPros is if it can't stabilize the picture, it's hard to see. Motors and stuff accelerating can vibrate.
Oh. Although mine doesn't. It's on. Okay. I had a guy stand there one time, except it's a little dangerous. Cause
I'm a little short. I can actually get in there if you need me to.
Maybe you should. Dan, what's going on with you, Dan? Welcome.
Hey, Tom. How you doing?
Good, man. What's happening?
Hey, Tom. I worked for an employer here in Denver, and I quit working for that company last year about May, somewhere around there. Okay.
Hello? Did you get disconnected? Dan? Hold on. Can you try to salvage that call? Dan? Let's try again. Okay, Dan, are you there?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, okay, so you're working for an employer and you need your information on your 401k?
Yes.
Okay, now, how many employees here?
Probably about 15 to 20.
Okay, so it's a real deal. Do you know who that was with, the trustee?
That I don't know. I didn't get any paperwork. They had me sign some information.
Did you have money withdrawn from your paycheck?
Yes.
Okay. ERISA will I believe that's an acronym for that. ERISA is the organization that rules that. They do not, this is a very serious thing when they withdraw money from your account, that they give you an accounting and that you have a trustee. So, why won't they? Are they refusing to give you information?
Well, they're refusing to send me reply back by email.
I mean, do they say we will not tell you?
No,
okay.
They didn't say verbally, nothing.
Okay.
Or any kind of email or anything else.
And who do you email? HR?
Yes.
Okay. You need, geez, this is weird. The money is taken out and you have stubs to prove it. Do you think this company is sleazy enough that they would literally be taking money from everyone and not having an account? There are companies that have done that in the past. I'm not saying it is, but is this company, do you suspect that level of sleaze?
Potentially, possibly, yeah. Because, I mean, that's the reason I quit. Because there were supposed to be commissions outside my payroll, and I never saw any commissions.
Well,
I mean, commissions weren't even...
You know, we can call and turn up the heat and say, look, this guy deserves an accounting or we're going to the authorities. I think that a call from us might help. Dan, what company is it?
I'd rather say off the air.
And is there a reason for that? You don't work there anymore? Is there a reason for that?
I don't work there anymore, which is not a problem, but I mean... They're kind of affiliated with a lot of the other companies here in Denver.
Is it a I mean,
well, you know what? Heck with it. Let's just, you know, if you want to bring it out, let's just bring it out. It's called Squeak Services.
Squeak Service. What do they do?
They do plumbing and heating.
Oh, okay. So Squeak Services. How long have you been there?
I was there a little less than a year.
Oh, you're not even vested. You're not even vested.
It's a 401k. He doesn't have to. He might have put money in.
That's the only money he's entitled to.
Money in. I think it was like,
how much?
I don't know, a couple, you know, almost $2,000.
Okay, but that money is that you're not vested, meaning that they don't have to match anything in less than a year. There's nothing there. The only money you will get is your own money. That just has to be rolled over, or you take the penalty and you take the money. So yeah, I just wanted.
I just wanted some kind of an accounting on it, Tom, you know, because I got tax year coming up, and they're going to ask me for
No, they don't. They don't ask about a 401k. There's nothing else, nothing. That's automatically pre-tax. Nothing is asked. I can see why you want an accounting, Dan, for sure, but you don't need it for taxes. You just want to know how much money you have. And if you want to take it out, you're dinged 20% plus income tax.
No, he needs to roll it over into something.
Yeah, into an IRA.
That's what I was potentially wanting to do, because the previous company I worked for, I still have an account with them where I could roll this one into the other one.
That's right, or take both and make an IRA somewhere like Fidelity, and you can do your own deal. So
exactly.
Okay.
But they still won't give me any kind of information on it
whatsoever.
whatsoever.
Deputy Dan, do you want to call? You know what the issue is. and they can't sidestep it.
This might be a perfect one for small claims, though.
Oh.
And I kid you not there. I mean, that would get some eyebrows quick.
No, if we can't get an answer, I think we can, but Mark's completely right, man. You sue them for the amount of that.
That can put a company out of business if they're messing with 401k money.
That is true. I mean, that level, even if it's only a few grand from each employee, that is something that gets them jail. It's not a small thing. Who is the owner at Squeak Services?
Name is Larry Benavides.
Larry Benavides.
Yep.
And what do you know about the company or him?
Well, I mean, I went to work for him last year.
What did you not like? We have never heard of them ever, which is very unusual. If they're a...
well, it's out of Welby.
Out of Welby. No.
This says Welby, Colorado.
They're not out of Welby. They're over there off of 72nd and what is that?
Gilpin.
I'm trying to remember what the actual address is.
Gilpin, 7230 Gilpin Way.
Okay, so Larry Benavides. We can give him a call and simply say, we want you to be accountable for this money, and we're calling on behalf of Dan, and we'll just hang on, and we'll get your information. All right, hold on. Dan, that would be a good one, especially if they're screwing with people's money, they're going to jail.
Well, you got to be crazy to mess with people's 401k.
It is serious. Rolly Purefoy, you got your screaming deal. What do you got, Jeff Vick? I mean, you got anything else you can think of, Rolly, other than the normal?
Hey, we've got,
anything you're stocked on?
We're selling a lot of Colorados, and we've got a good selection of these trucks. That's a dynamite little truck.
Okay. What do you got?
I'll do for the first 5 callers, 303-693-1400, $200 off any drivetrain repair.
Okay. So how many callers?
5.
First 5 callers.
So transmission,
how much off?
differential, $200.
$200 off, and that's a real $200 off a drivetrain repair. And that's 303-693-1400. That's $200 off. Al, what do you have?
I think the great deal that I'm running right now is full synthetic oil change, $49.95. I'm going to add a tire rotation for the Martino listeners. That's a great deal. I mean, full synthetic costs us some bucks.
No, I understand that. Full synthetic with filter and tire rotation for $49.95.
Full inspection, fill in all the fluids.
That's 303 Pro Auto. 303 Pro Auto. And of course, I always tell you this, and I truly mean it. You look out for you go to referralist.com, and they'll look out for you, and you get the best people. Save all your problems for me.
This is the Monster Jam Triple Threat Series presented.
Competition featuring Monster Jam trucks, speedsters, and ATVs.
That went fast.
I actually hope that the Thank you for lunch, Al.
Oh man, thank you guys.
So it dropped today.
And I was only kidding when it's
another
crazy.
was stalled or 15 seconds for one.
What was that thing?
I didn't want to make it drop with anymore.
We didn't get lunch. Now I'm being held by him.
Should I just go pick up a wire? Or you gonna order a wire? Or?
I'm gonna go pick up a wire.
The Bible actually says you have not because you ask.
That's right.
The Proverbs.
I don't know what the hell I'm just going to do bad consumer stuff. We don't have anything we're promoting on Monday, do we?
Everybody keeps asking.
Did you want to do one just to show her, or do you want to